Live. And good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. We are here together with the one of the best YouTubers out of Australia. We have Jay, Scott, Taylor, and Andre is fighting to come. We're going to see if he's going to come. So, my friends, you are the guys who create lots of stuff for all of us from the PVs,
the boys down under.
World.
Yeah, the boys down under.
First of all, I think I don't need to go to this. Who is everybody? Everybody knows everybody. I just want to say, I'm going to start with first of all with Jay. Is long here, my friend. What is to be a YouTuber? Is difficult.
Yeah, I haven't done it very much this year. I don't know. I've almost taken a break. I've tried to come back and then I've said no. And then I've had work to do and then I've come back and then said no. And then Scotty and I, we talk a lot. We're talking daily in a little group chat and they entice me. We kind of encourage each other and motivate each other to keep pushing and doing new things. But yeah, it's been a challenge. I've tried to do live streams and yeah, just life gets in the way sometimes. And then, the cancel culture gets in the way. You get a huge amount of, let's just call them what they are, assholes, that love to get into your private messages and tell you that, it's so good that you haven't been around for so long. And, you're like, well, and I love barking back sometimes, but that's what I've been up
to. Jay, sorry, my friend. You are one of the guys who has so many years in this business, and there is going to be always people who don't like us, who hate us. And I don't listen to them. I think you don't need to listen. I think everybody loves you, my friend, and everybody who loves this sport love to see you. Love to see Scott.
What, Nelson? The thing that keeps me motivated is when we saw each other was the love that was in France in those 3 days was just off the hooks. It was just everyone was down there at 7 o'clock in the morning. As soon as those school gates open, it sounds kind of weird, but as soon as those gates open, we were in there.
Was the racing. First one?
Yeah, we were. You were there too. Yeah,
we were the first ones. You were trying your drone, and the
BioBoards rocked up early. Tramper just rocked up. Yeah. So it was from that moment on.
Don't stop. I need you. I know you do. You need some time for you, family, and everybody don't understand that YouTubers has family, private life.
Yeah, no, and it sounds like a bit of a cop-out, but it's tough. I didn't think having 2 kids would actually take up a lot of time, but bloody hell. Scotty knows. He's got one.
I've got one.
I've got 2.
You got 2, Craig. I didn't even know.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah.
Scott, my friend, tell me a little more about you. What is for you being a YouTuber? Is a difficult road?
For me at the moment, it's pretty simple because I'm not working. YouTube is my job. But when I started, I was working full-time and had a pretty flexible schedule. So I was able to get out on my lunch breaks and after work. And especially in Sydney, when we had daylight saving, you could get out at 7 o'clock at night and it's still daylight. One thing that's really hard is to film at nighttime, especially with GoPros, because they have really poor low-light performance. But yeah, same as Jay, you've got work commitments, you've got the family commitments. You might have a week of rain and then Saturday, it's beautiful and sunny, but you've promised to take your daughter to swimming or gymnastics, or you've got a family day planned where you're going up the coast and you can't say, well, I need to go record a skateboard video. So, it's quite time consuming. You got to really project manage your life. And on top of that, you've got to keep on top of the channel with all the comments and all the vendors and keep track of everything. It's a full-time gig. It really is.
Yeah, but for everybody to understand why we're making this round table of YouTubers, because sometimes I was with Jay when was a problem. I speak with him and I tell him what I think is right or wrong from my point of view, but it's not because of that I'm going to continue to criticize the persons. And I see that lots of persons is out there. They don't understand what is a YouTuber, and they think we are rich. We have so much money, we cannot. And it's easy for you when you are in the other side to criticize all of us, and sometimes don't understand we are normal people who just want to share information and try to help the guys out there. That is for me one of the big problems, I think. Taylor, what do you think, my friend? What was the beginning? Now you are starting. You are the new one. You are the fresh. You are like
Frightening part
Fresh
for me,
meat.
Nelson, is I'm probably one of the older ones too. I'm up there. I'm breaking 50 just what next year. So I was a COVID child, I suppose. I came through the back of COVID. A mate of mine wanted to skate, and I just thought this is great. And a bit of a tech head, so he said, you should YouTube. So and I've done a sort of couple of YouTube channels with work, and thought I'd give it a crack. And it's a long, hard road, as the boys say. You got kids. I've got a daughter who's about to turn 13 in a couple of months. And
You're going into a different phase. That's boyfriends and mobile phones. And
yeah. I was out dropping kids, or dropping the oldest one off at a bowling alley the other night so she could meet up with her friends. And it's a bit of a hard slog. But I think the biggest thing is when you think I've got to get at least one video out this week, and you're starting to get to crunch time, and your computer stuffs it, or you lose video, and then the stress hits, and then everything else is going on. It's just chaos.
I mean, you think about it, there's like 50 things you got to think about before you go out. You need a bag, you need your helmet, because like even Scotty's saying, you've got out and you started shooting, you're like, I'm not wearing my helmet. I know I'm going to get abused big time if I don't put my helmet on. I can't use that footage anymore. And then you got your batteries, you got to make sure they're charged, your lights, like your SD cards, like you said, like it's crazy. And then you forget one thing, and
wasn't charged.
And then you see the guys who came. They come with a small bag, and you came with a big bag. Yeah, they look to you and they say, "Why do you bring so big bag?" And you have cameras, you have drones, you have everything, and then you are setting everything, and they are just, we want to go. And then later they look to you, hey, why don't you make a nice picture of this and that? And you said, nobody wait for me. Hello, Andre. How are you, my friend?
Hello.
Andrew.
you made it.
You made it.
Better late than never.
Welcome,
I'm always late. Sorry, guys. Hi, everybody. Nelson. Everybody. I can't thank you enough for holding out. I'm so sorry about that. Jay Boston's in the house. Hey, Jay. Nice to meet you.
How you doing, mate? Good to see you.
So, first of all, it's a pleasure to have you, the four of you. I think you are fantastic YouTubers. I think you make a good job for all of us. I think you make lots of
Hang on, let me say hello to Scotty and also to Craig.
Andrew.
Now we're
Mr. Penman.
done. You can commence.
I just
It's
want
almost
to
like-
say...
It's almost like who's got the most boards behind them at the moment, isn't it? I think Scotty's winning.
You don't have it today. Today you are with a
No, I've
different...
got. Where am I? I think there's an Amp Brothers bike behind there, but yeah, it's behind my name. But yeah, it's good. You're enjoying your Amp bike there, Scotty? Your
I
ASICs?
love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good fun.
I just want to say, first of all, I want to thank you guys, and it's a pleasure to see four YouTubers together. I hope that we make more. And I'm going to tell something for you guys. What I'm doing today, everybody knows my English is not the best one. I think you guys, I know that Jay Boston do lots of interviews before too. And I think you guys have to continue to do it. I think the community in Australia is bigger every day and bigger. And I think you have to maybe call more persons to come to the interviews. I think that will be fantastic.
Feel it, the Brady Bunch. Have 20 boxes up.
Hey, Chris Bua too. But have you noticed? Like, I think it's nothing individual or anything. But have you noticed too that since COVID hit, like we've taken a big hit as a community too. Yeah. Like, there's hardly any rides, and there's a lot more hate going on online because no one can get out. And I think everyone's just frustrated and stuff. But have you guys felt that too? Like around
100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
the COVID is for me, guys. I'm going to tell we are closed in Germany. I don't know how you guys are there. What is the situation for you guys in Australia? because of that.
We're
Because of the-
opening up, slowly opening up, but now with this Omicron one and what's happening in South Africa, we don't know. But it's we're pulling out of what has been a really long lockdown for us, which has pretty been unprecedented. Melbourne, where Jay is, has been horrific. You've been hit so
Oh, it's
hard.
bad.
And
The most shut down place in the world was Melbourne.
Yeah, it
Most
is.
consecutive
It's
days or
crazy.
something, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
how many
we're pulling-
kilometers are you guys different from each other?
Okay, so
good.
between Scotty and I, because he's up in Queensland, and Queensland's almost the most locked state, not locked state, the
Open.
biggest state you can't get into, really.
Yeah.
It's about, what, 2,500 kilometres between us?
Craig and I thought it was about 1,700.
About 1,700 between Melbourne and Brisbane, I think.
Yeah, about 1,700.
Yeah.
Big drive.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's
And
a long
you-
way. It's a big country. I mean, Nelson. I mean, you haven't been here. You've been here yet? No, you haven't been here yet. have
No,
you?
I never
Not
been
yet.
there.
Yeah, it's a big country. It fits all of Europe in it. It's massive. I mean, to go
Yep.
to Perth, you've got to fly, and it's a good. You can't go
4 hours or something.
5
yeah.
hours.
Yeah.
5 hours. 5 hours.
4 or 5 hours, depending on where you are.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy.
And for you guys, the four of you, the different you are in different types. What is the laws for each of you to ride PVs?
So we're legal in Queensland. So I'm in Queensland, Brisbane. It's legal with certain rules. So we can go up to 25 kilometers per hour. We can ride on footpaths. We can ride on streets that don't have a center line. We can't use bike lanes in the city unless they're divided by a divider. But yeah, we can ride them on cycleways and everything. It's pretty good. Scooters,
And Nelson,
PUCs,
it's the
one wheels.
rednecks out there in Queensland.
come
the
on.
rednecks, they can do whatever they want. They're a state to their own.
Proud of
And-
it.
and
Scotty's
you-
still
A
a
bit like
tourist up there.
Bavaria.
And you,
Like
Yeah.
Andre,
Bavaria.
where you are, my friend, to ride is no problems. What is the situation where you are?
Where I am? Or
Yeah,
oh,
where
yeah,
you are.
it's Sydney.
Minty's in
Sydney,
the
it's
house.
illegal. It's technically
E-cruise.
illegal. Anything over 200 watts is illegal. But look, I've been
200
riding.
watts.
250 or so. I think it's
That's
watts.
200, you're right.
200.
You're right.
It's about
200,
the
Andrew.
amount of watts in a remote control.
I have got a single. I've got a single
cars.
hub. I've got a single hub in there that'll still get me out of trouble. I can pull that out. But the thing is, it's illegal. But the cops in Sydney, it's mainly the high patrols are the culprits. They're the ones that hunt you down. They're normally pretty cool guys. Like I've been stopped a couple of times, but just sort of said, "What is it? How powerful is it?" and all that kind of stuff. But look, someone in Narrabeen just last week got fined. So it's hit and miss. It depends on how you approach the interaction and the confrontation, I suppose, in a sense. But
And with Sydney, Andrew, there's no like set rule. Like people get different fines depending on which cop they get. Like sometimes they get $1,700 fine. Then there was a guy 2 days ago in the city got a $78 fine.
Yeah.
Like, there's no consistency because they actually don't know how to find people. So it's just weird.
In fact, I just uploaded my Berlin video from tonight. When I was in Berlin, Nelson. I'm sorry I missed you. I was only there for a day. But we just met more after that. And I was riding around the Deutsche Dome and everything, and I was a bit nervy. But there was no cops or anything. But I think again, that's the most police place.
Okay, but that changed from the moment you was here till now. If you come now, I'm going to tell
I said,
you guys.
yeah, you can book them now. You can take over.
If you come today, guys, I'm going to tell you the fines can go to 5,000 euros, and they're
Wow.
going
You're
to take
kidding.
your board.
Yeah, they confiscate your
sure.
board, don't they? Yeah.
And you're never going to see. Oh, it's like this, guys. I'm going to do it very fast because I don't want to mix it. I just want to say like this: if you have a DIY board, you're never going to see it again.
Wow.
If you have from one company that you can prove that is from a legal company, then maybe you can receive it back. But you're going to have the fines from the fine is the normal fine, and then you have going to have the fines from court.
Isn't that
Crazy.
weird? Like between,
insane.
I was in Munich about 4 days later, and I rode around Munich, and I literally got stopped by there was about 20 cops in a place in Munich near the museum there, 20 of them, and they were booking cyclists. And I rode up to them and, there you go, mate. And only one could speak English. And he sort of didn't know what to find or how to find. Or I didn't even know what to do.
Andre, but that was about 2 years ago.
Oh,
Change.
okay.
Now is
Really?
very. Yet
Okay.
is I'm going to put it very fast. Yet is there is a group of police specialized in PVs.
Wow.
Everything. The only thing you can ride here in Germany is scooters. Nothing else.
Oh.
The rest, if they catch you today in the morning, I was trying to go buy bread, and I catch the police, and I was very fast to my house. It's
Wow.
better not to do it. But I want to continue. Jay, and you, my friend, where you are, is a problem riding?
Yeah, so between Craig and I have been here in Melbourne. I think Craig's probably got it better down where he lives. There's probably not the police that probably aren't so scrupulous, would you say, Craig?
Oh, we have a few highway patrol cars that
Do you?
have started to get to know my helmet pretty well. The bright blue beacon sort of stands out a bit, so they keep an eye out. There's a couple of roads we travel down, and they've opened up some new freeways, which some really nice pathways down the side of them. So they've got an eye out for a few of us at the moment. But they usually just give you a bit of an angry look and a wave the finger, like, guys, settle down. But Chris said, or Chris DeBoer said on here, if you're acting like a bit of a tool, and you're going to get caught. But if you show them respect and cruise past nicely, they usually leave you alone down here.
Yeah, totally.
And again, it depends if they've had a bad day on the job or a good day on the job, I suppose.
I mean, I've got 3 or 4 police mates, and they're just saying, if you're not being a dickhead, and you're not, causing issues with pedestrians or whatever, you're not just, flying around them at 40 k's or 30 miles, whatever it is, then they're not going to book you. But if you're being a bit of a dick, then they'll pull you over. And that's like I shouldn't have, but I purposely for one of my videos went and sat at the front of.
I remember this.
Yeah,
with your Baja board, wasn't it?
With the Baja, the biggest board I could find, right? And sat there for about an hour, and all these big, I wouldn't say big, but they seem to have all the, the right things.
They were in the
their
full dress.
shoulders.
There was lots of them in the full dress uniform and the stripes and the badges.
And they just looked at
Police
just kept
headquarters
going.
in Melbourne.
Yeah, huge place. Police coming in and out of that thing.
See,
but didn't get questioned or anything. And then I thought, all right, well, I'll just, do circles around their front entrance there for about 10 minutes, nothing, and then took off.
Yeah.
So it was. But that's what I have been told by my police friends is, just be reasonable. If you see them, just slow down slightly. Don't be an idiot around pedestrians, and you will never be pulled over. And I'm riding almost every day still. I just don't have a camera in my hand. I'm still getting from my car to work, or on a lunch break, just going out and just clearing the head, and never been pulled over. I see police everywhere. They'd be walking along on horses. It could be whatever, and they just never pull you over. So. Yeah,
I think technically, from a law point of view, it's pretty cut and dry, the legislation, in terms of a breach of each state law. But I mean, from an accounting and a law background, if you would take it to court, and especially on a skateboard, you say, look, I wasn't actually riding it with it on, I was actually rolling. It's really hard to prove that from a police point of view. That's why they go the one wheels and they go the unicycles, because those things got to be powered on to pretty much ride. And they know that, and there's no argument in law if you take it to court and say, look, I was only free rolling it, get, out of the park area or out of where, even a park's not legal, but private property is. So, I think someone's got to test it somewhere on the line if they do a big fine on a skateboard and say, look, it wasn't actually right. If they got footage of you going up a hill, well,
I'll tell you, there's one guy who I can see in the chat right now, Tim Wood from London, who took it to court and he won.
Yeah.
So
I think it's definitely something that needs to be tested. But I think the fine line between getting it legalised, I know everyone's sort of thinking, no, it'll never happen, but it will. It's happened in Queensland. It's happened in a lot of countries in the world, California. When it does happen, it's going to be so fine that the time frame between them booking and they'll just let it slide, I think. But Germany is a very tough state. I mean, you guys have got an incredible scrutiny there on EVs, and I don't know why that not just policy, but that ethic and feel about that is so crazy. I don't know.
Because why are these laws becoming so brutal? Is it we're not seeing that many deaths, are we? We're not seeing lots of crazy accidents.
That's political, my friend. Like in Germany, I'm going to tell you like this. In Germany, for us, not to go to this way today, because I want to talk more about you guys, is like this. Germany, lots of bikes. They build bikes, bikes. That is a big business now. With this Corona, that was one of the best business. They cannot. You go buy a bike today, you have to wait 2 months maybe.
Wow.
So many people buying, because the people are close in his homes. In Germany, you don't win not bad money, you win good money. Then they're not going in holidays, and they use this money to go for a ride, because that's the only way you can go out from your home with the COVID. That is the only way you can say, okay, I'm going for a ride. And then The other thing in Germany is the cars. The cars, you have lots of companies here, and they have the power, and they don't want to lose it. Then they are inside of the politic. And the other thing is, I think the people who like the sport, sometimes, like yesterday, was a demonstration in Holland, and it was first 50 persons there for the demonstration. 50%, the government is going to laugh at us. That's the big problem, because the government said, say, we're not going to change a rule because of 50 persons.
Who was the guy in Sydney, Andrew? You probably know the guy he was a politician, but he was full on for the Eastgate Revolution.
Is it the Chinese guy? It's sort of,
Asian. I'm not sure what he's.
Brendan, somebody.
Brendan Zulu. Brendan Zulu.
I went and met him. He's very passionate. He got into skateboard riding himself, then left to skateboard riding. I met him for a coffee and had a chat and explained where I was coming from and what I was trying to do. He's very passionate about it. He's meeting with the other councillors, the other council levels, and we're going to have a meeting with the, at that point, the Transport Minister about trying to, and I think I was going to be involved at some point, just presenting the case. He is starting a lot of work, Jay, in terms of a preamble and paperwork. So he's going that way where he's trying to lobby for a bill to be passed. It's going to be tough, but then there's Queensland already got it. You only have to just reinvent the wheel for Sydney, and then it'd be pretty good. I mean, yeah. So he's. I've got to get in touch with Brendan and see what he's up to. But he's a really nice guy, and
he is. I've spoken to him heaps, and he wanted video, and we did an interview, and he's got his own podcast or radio station that he does things for. Nice hat.
I thought change the landscape a bit.
I changed my background too. I'll do it again soon.
So, guys, the people are asking, is any particular topic today? Yes, we're going to change it. We are talking about PVs. First of all, there are 4 YouTubers who, if you see in the background from them, they are with PVs. So, but of course, we are talking about YouTubers for everybody to understand how is hard the life from these guys. First of all, my friends, I want to ask you of all, when you start, I start with you, Andre. When you start to do these videos, what was your idea for everybody to understand till today?
Well, look, it was really interesting. I've been riding skateboards. I'll make it reasonably quick. I've been riding skateboards and surfing since I was 10 and 15. So in the beach culture in Sydney, it's always been a part of my life, riding a skateboard. Right through the 90s, I was riding Sector 9 double gull-wing trucks. Sidewinder, so I was riding back to the ex-girlfriend's house, cruising and sliding all the way down. So when I eventually saw an electric skateboard, I thought, oh my God, okay. And the first thing I thought of, you'll be shocked what I thought of when I saw one, and I thought, this is the question I had, does it have brakes, right? Because the reason I wanted that is I live on a hill. I'm in an escarpment here in Manly. I'm not far from Manly. I've got a big, Scotty knows where I live. It's a really big sort of suburb on a hill. And when I leave my door, it's all downhill everywhere. 4 major hills, 28%, 24, and 30. Yep. So I've got to slide down there. And when I get older, you don't want to, with all the cars parking and more people, you can't really have that room. So I thought, if I can get a skateboard with a brake, I can just brake down here. And then I got a little cool wheel. I've actually got a thick board and a little baby mini. And I did that, and it just didn't hold my weight. And that was when I got that, primarily for braking and going to the mall and shopping. I still kept my quiver of boards for riding on the beach. Then I got into the propelling and the feeling of being driven, and I got right into the adrenaline of that. And then I thought, you know what? I bought the wrong board. I'm going to now make sure I can let people know what boards to get and try and with bigger guys, heavy guys, you get this board. So I was trying to to find the right boards for the right people, for the right, like a suit or a tailor in Savile Row in London. So trying to get a channel where I'd sort of take a lot of questions, say, no, you want this, you want that, you want a twin drive, you want a belt drive and all that, and also find the best boards. So when I started my YouTube channel, I did it for that reason, and also to give it a bit of stick to that first board I got, because the guy that did the review was just crap, and I thought it would hold me. It did, but it did not down the hill here. I learned the hard way. So from that on, I just decided to do and then it became more just, as we all do, we just review any board that China sort of throws at us. And I was the first guy to actually do it. Chinese boards. I did the Cool Wheels, the Onans, and everyone was paying out me laughing and saying, what are you doing with Chinese toys? You get an Evolve, get a boosted. But I kept persevering, and now look where we are now. Down the track 4 years. Chinese boards are really
now Evolve are calling it China board, aren't they? Into a bunch of trouble.
So continue, guys. I don't want to cut you, Andre, but I'm going to put then we're going to.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Taylor, please tell us a little when you start to do this channel. I know that you don't start as a skater, but today you are doing PVs. Tell us a little why do you start to do it?
Oh, look, I started a channel doing a little
For
bit of
everybody
comedy.
to understand.
I learned a little bit about comedy during the start of the lockdown, and my good mate Tom let me skate a couple of his boards. And I grew up on the Mornings Peninsula, so I grew up in a place called Dramana, which is ocean beach on one side and really nice bay beach, settled ocean sort of bay beach on the other side. So we literally skated down one side of the peninsula that I lived on, and then we went surfing on the other side. So
Nice.
as I got older, I sort of lost a lot of that passion, had kids and all the rest of it. Now I'm a middle-aged man and been introduced into this. And I really felt that there was, I know I've been watching Jay for years, obviously Casey Neistat, all those big YouTubers who do it. And I just thought there's a couple of areas where I want to say a bit more of what's going on. And our best mate Tom said, Craig, do a bit of this. And so I jumped on and tried my hand at YouTube, and I've really fallen in love with making videos. And sometimes it's not so much about reviewing a board. Sometimes it's just, hey, here's a board that I've got, and I'm going to go and do some rides.
Let us stop there. Then we going to come to this point. Then we cannot be, because we are first person. And you, Scott, when you started, what was the idea for you, my friend?
Yes, and mine was actually really similar to Andrew. So I sort of always loved skateboarding. As a kid, I had a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle skateboard when in like 1984. And same thing, I saw a movie called the Brat Patrol, and it had a motorized skateboard. It was like a Teenage Mutant Ninja, like fat pull board with a 2-stroke motor on it. And from then I was hooked on making things that move. So as my childhood was full of my dad putting old lawnmower or weed whacker motors on the side of scooters and trying to mount them on skateboards, and lots of burns on the legs and lots of failures. And then fast forward 20, 25 years, I was in Sydney, and same as Craig, saw Casey Neistat, and like, that's pretty cool. Same as Jay, thought, let's buy one. There's no way I'm spending that much money. So then looked on eBay and found a really cheap one. Looked on YouTube, and there's a couple of good reviews. I was like, sweet. So I bought this $300 skateboard, and the moment I stood on it, the solid steel enclosure just bent. So the deck never actually straightened, because the bent enclosure kept it bent. And like on the second ride, one of the wheels fell off, and the company just completely didn't even respond. So that sort of really pissed me off, and I was like, well, it's got to be.
What was the company?
I know it was OEM.
I thought you were going to say like Meepo or something.
Yeah, no.
Jason is a bad guy. He want to put you in trouble.
I'll send you a picture after this.
Oh, good, mate. Good.
And then I reached out to, and then I sort of thought, well, hang on, there's 3 or 4 reviews on this board, and they're all saying, oh, it's a great beginner board, it's really safe.
But you're going to give us the name.
There was no name. There was an OEM.
They probably don't exist anymore, huh?
No, really. Andrew's seen it. So it was just an orange wheeled board with a steel enclosure. It was just rubbish.
Okay.
But from that, I went and got a Timo board. So I did some research and sort of spoke to the owner and spoke to the owners. And I got this Timo board that was hub, and I paid cash for it, and I got it. I waited 8 weeks and got it delivered. And this board was great. I used to go around with Andrew around the city, and this Timo $400 board just went so well. And then I started making videos, like just doing fun videos with it. And then the guys at Timo said, hey, can you make another one? I'm like, yeah, sure. So I made another one, and it just sort of snowballed from there. And then the guys who owned Timo sold that and went and started up Vestar. And they reached out and they said, hey, listen, if you pay for shipping, can you keep doing those sorts of videos you're making? I'm like, yeah, sure. No problems. I'll pay for shipping, or whatever it was. I can't remember the deal. And that's where the progression just started. And then it was all sort of uphill from there. It was just lots of fun.
Yeah, and you, Jay?
Yeah, just look at Scott's answer. It was pretty much that. Got a board off eBay. That's exactly right. I wanted to boost a board. It was like 2,500 Australian dollars. No thanks. And then my first one was a Evolve Gen 2 off eBay, which was like $700.
And the big problem with the battery later.
No, well, the batteries are actually good in the Gen 2s. If you remember the motors on the back of them, they were like concrete blocks. They were huge.
No, with you was a GT. You have the problem with the battery.
The GT. I had the issues. Yeah, and if Frank's listening, he still owes me a board. But I started just doing videos on a Canon 60D. And back then I was trying to do 1080p and the SD card that I had wouldn't keep up. And I like every 30 seconds it just cut out. So I only made like 15-second clips. And I stitched them together and didn't understand that I needed a factor 10 or whatever it is SD card. So it would be fast enough to record anyway, these are just some of the things that you learn over time. And, it's pretty much how I started. And then, Evolve came and said, we want you to do more. And they just gave us more wheels and whatever. And then we organized a GT and then, and then it just went from there. It just started increasing the equipment and getting really into it, started getting like stabilizers.
We're going to go to that, my friend. That's my next question. I'm going to come. Because for everybody to understand, because I think we have a very difficult life. Everybody think we are in paradise, and nobody understands what is a YouTuber. Yeah, because we know what we receive as messages and everything, and sometimes it's not easy. For me, I have one of them that was from Andre. That one lady called me 300 times. That that is just crazy people that we don't.
Did she want you or
no? She said to me she don't want. I don't make the life with Andres, and I was asking why, and she don't give me no answer. She's just telling me don't do it, and that is just these crazy people that we catch in the internet. I catch lots of them, so it's like this, my friends. Like me, I'm a YouTuber. I do it like this. I like to make interviews. I like to make new friends, and I like to understand you guys because you are lots of years. I learn a lot with you guys. I learn every day. I think we are always learning. First of all, I make this question: how is a life of YouTuber for you guys? When you make a video, when you see the message from everybody, it's easy for you guys.
I just want to say, like, at the moment, we've been, I guess, kind of negative and stuff, but that's 10% of what we do, I reckon. In my opinion, it's like 10% you're dealing with a whole bunch of...
I want the truth, guys. I tell you.
Same here.
Sometimes, guys, I'm very upset. Sometimes I say I want to stop because I listen to some message that they send me, then I say, what the hell is this?
Yeah, it's like that. It's the 80-20 rule. Like, 80% of it's great. 20% of it you're dealing with assholes, basically. And but the 80% is amazing. Like, I think there's no better feeling that you're out with your friends and you're meeting people and you're looking at each other's boards and you're learning and high-fiving or whatever it is, and then you're out on a ride. And it's like, I went and the first time I met like Scotty was like March this year. Was it this year? Yeah, this year.
Last year. Was it
last year? Holy hell.
Or maybe
I still haven't got that video up yet. Yeah, but that was... was it this year? I can't even remember now. I'm sure it was this year.
Maybe, yeah.
It was this year. Came to Sydney and we went to the Sydney Olympic Park, and it was just getting dark, and there were 50, 60 riders out, lights going everywhere. Everyone's having a good time. Music's pumping. Yep. We're smashing almost into bike riders that are going the opposite direction. It's all good fun. And, we end up at having drinks afterwards, and all the boys are there, and what's the guy from Transite? Sorry, Scotty, what's his name? Eduardo. Yeah, he was there, and he's living life, and he's loving it, and it was just really good. No one wanted to go home, but everyone had to go to work the next day, and that's what it's all about. And trying, I think, as a YouTuber, to try and capture that is hard, because you don't want to put your camera in front of someone's face if they don't like it. And I've been told off before, just saying I don't want to be on YouTube. I value my privacy and all this kind of stuff. After I put the video out, the camera's been in their face and they've seen it, and then they've seen the video online, and then you've got to somehow cut them out. Like, these kind of things happen all the time. It's really frustrating, but it's great. Like, I wouldn't change it. I want to be able to do more of this, and this YouTube stuff has actually led me into making videos for other people, like big petroleum companies, big pie manufacturers, like crazy stupid things that I never thought I'd be doing, but the skills I've been like that I've taken or been learning over time, it's gone into other things as well. So it's, if you want to be a YouTuber or you're thinking about it, go for it. Just know that there is a bunch of crap that you deal with, but ultimately the rest of it for me was it's just worth it, without a doubt. You do spend a crap load of money on cameras and lighting and all that kind of stuff, but it's worth it. That's me.
And you, Andre, tell us a little.
Look, I'll tell you, I'm from a different. Jay's got a great. There's two skills of thought in YouTubing. One is to make a contribution to the community and Eastgate and get out there and ride. And Jay, Scott, and JeepyT. I mean, Craig is out there to all the group. You guys are doing incredible that stuff. I'm a bit of a solo guy. I like to ride alone, ride out there, and just do stuff on my own. So I'm not into the big group rides as much, and I haven't done a group ride for ages. I do enjoy them, but I prefer to work on the community, the new up-and-coming, the people out there that need help. So I get emails about 4 or 5 a week saying, Andrew, you saved my life. I had depression. I was overweight. I saw you, an older guy, riding a skateboard. Well, they don't realize I've been doing it since I was like 15. They said, look, I thought if you can do it, I can do it. And they got into it and it changed their life. They now have a drone. A lot of my subscribers have started YouTube channels, about 15 I know of. So I like to help that community a lot and get that feedback from their little. Yeah, exactly. There's a few out there on their heads. But Jay and I have been doing this so long that I'll be honest, I've got a bit jaded now. I don't want to do Chinese unboxings anymore. I'm over it. I've made a great contribution to the Chinese market to get into the Western world, and I did that with a lot of flack, a lot of trolls, a lot of people, really give me a hard time. I kept persevering because I knew that was the future. So to me now, I want to start creating more. I'll get to the reason and quickly why people should or shouldn't do it. I want to now get into sort of making really beautiful movies, like little feel-good music, 80s stuff. I don't care about copyright. I don't make any money on YouTube. I want to make movies like the old days. We went to surf movies in the Opera House in the 70s. We used to go on the ferry across from Manly at 18 and watch these surf movies of Mark Richards. And I want to make movies people walk away and go, wow, that was really fun. I really enjoyed that. So I want to create more of that. A few docos, a few like educational type stuff. So that's where I'm going. So that takes up to 5 years of hard slogging, 200 videos. And my videos are pretty long and they're pretty intense. They're pretty high edited. And there's a lot of work goes into them because I don't want to do volume. I want to do high quality, but something can be watched again. So I'm a different kettle of fish or creature from most YouTube reviewers now. And moving forward, I want to do something less frequent and more quality and more empowering on so many levels. Should you get into it, if you're watching this, you've got to remember, you've got to put your family and your life first. This is a massive chunk out of your life. It is very stressful, as Jay said, and also Craig and Scott will tell you there's a lot of trolls, a lot of nasty people. I'm thick-skinned. I did comedy for a while there in the 80s, did stand-up comedy at Fox Studios. I can take anything. I don't give a shit. I give it back too. I get stuck into people. So you've got to be thick-skinned. You've got to have a lot of time, and you've got to be really passionate about what you do. But don't think you're going to make money because there's no money in this business. Really, it's nothing. And just do it if you want to enjoy doing it, helping people. And it is enjoyable, and it's thoroughly rewarding, and it makes me feel so happy at night when I know they've saved someone's life, some overseas where they've now started skating. It's just that kind of making a difference and contribution is unmeasurable. So right on.
And you, Scott, my friend?
Mine's just about having fun, to be honest. I love editing. Like I just love making videos. It's that simple. Like I actually like plugging my SD card in, getting the files, finding the right music. I'll spend more time finding the right song than I will do actually filming the bloody boards. I love making the footage. It's just so much fun and learning, like Jay said, learning new techniques and learning like just the little things. Like my friend Danny showed me how to put nice reverb on the end of a clip to carry it over. All these little skills you can learn.
Yeah, Danny's the man.
He's amazing and at editing. And if you can at the same time show somebody a new board or make a connection with somebody in on the other side of the world, it's all positive. It's just so much fun. As Andrew and Jay and JeepyT will find out, the trolls are there, but you either just delete them or just respond, say thank you. And they hate that when you say thank you. Thanks for feedback.
Fuels the fire.
That's what I always say, guys. Yeah. Give a nice answer and don't go with a fight. That's what they want.
I'll sit there and I'll write 3 paragraphs going, how dare you, and I'll post it and I delete it and I'll say thank you.
So and you, my friend Taylor, tell us.
I've been very fortunate. I don't think I've had many trolls at all, to be quite honest. But then again, I don't have the big followings because I've been doing this a lot less than others. But I've had some really positives. I've had a lot of people around the world connecting with me that I would never have known, and so forth. And I think I'm looking forward to more of Andrew's videos because I love that endless summer vibe that he's got going. It's kick ass. It's a lot of fun, and I really enjoy it. But for me, it's the only things that I've got is like your microphone's crap. Can you fix it? So
Dickheads, aren't
I
they?
think I've gone through about $500 worth of microphones. I've got a bucket full of them now. So I think the education for me and how all this works has been a lot of fun. And I mean, like Jay said, you get some avenues open up. I mean, what side am I? E-Cruise up here. This is a new thing that's coming. So stay tuned for that. The other avenues are opening up for me that I never thought would. And there's more conversations with people that I never thought I'd actually ever connect with. I mean, I'm lucky enough to be here with Nelson, you, and Jay, and Scott, and Andrew, 3 of the YouTubers I've been following for ages. So I'm, for a new YouTuber to the, through the back of COVID, I'm just so lucky to be here. And YouTube has kept me sane through a really, really tough time in probably a lot of people's lives. So my thing is, if anyone wants to try YouTube, get on it. Don't hold back. And these guys that you're listening to now have been very supportive of me. I think Jay was one of my early subscribers, so made me feel pretty warm and fuzzy. Yep.
And I just checked as well. I've got your notifications on, so we're good.
I just want
Thanks,
to say for you guys, there's a question I'm going to make for you guys now for the table, but it's like this, my friends. What is the first steps for you to start? I'm going to show you something for you guys. Start, first of all, have to come from you guys.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Beginning is always you guys. So if you want to start, I'm just going to show something that you can find in Amazon. I'm not making
Do you want to put you up full screen,
yes.
Nelson?
And this, sorry. And this here, I'm going to show that is a simple thing. It's going to be about $25, I think.
Yeah.
In YouTube, you just need your telephone and you can start something.
Totally.
Me, I tell you, if you don't have the budget, but that comes from you. I think if you do it right, you're going to have followers. If you are, I don't know, guys. For me, I started the best way. I just go there, have fun, put the camera out. Most of the videos I don't put out because most of the time I'm not like you guys. You lose lots of hours, but I don't have. I'm not a so good guy like you guys. And sometimes I make the videos 3-4 cameras, and I have lots of stuff here, but I don't put it out. But for me, I tell you, if you want to start, just begin with your telephone. And
Absolutely.
That's how me and Andrew started. I started with iPhone 6. Andrew had an iPhone 7, I think. We just lost him because he was stuck on mute. So he's going to rejoin, I think.
Yeah.
But I started with an iPhone 6. That was my first 6 months of my video. It was just an iPhone. No
you were
microphone,
editing off an iPad or something, weren't you?
On my phone. I was editing on my phone. Yeah. If you want to start.
Andre, your mic is not so good, my friend.
Unplug it and plug it back in.
You have to unplug it.
That's better. Whatever happened there?
Yeah, I put it.
He's on mute now.
Oh,
Is that better?
Yes.
Now
yeah.
I'm using a big extension lead. Was I pretty crap on the other long talk, or was it okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Everybody's a little complaining because you listen all the time.
Okay. It's probably I've got my charger into the.
But now it's better.
So don't
but
touch
you have
anything.
to put it a little far away from the mic.
Don't move.
But I put it out. I put your mic out. Then it's better.
A little to the left.
Come, Scott. Tell us how do you begin and what you recommend for the people who are starting.
Like honestly, I started. As I said, Andrew and I both started with iPhones, and that's all we needed. But in today's market, and it's so cheap, you can just go buy a GoPro 9 for $300, and the quality is as good as the iPhone for action footage. You don't have to use up all your storage on your phone, and it just works. For $400, you can buy a GoPro these days. But if you can't afford it, a phone's all you need. I remember I had a phone, and I had like an old piece of stocking wrapped around the end of it just to cut down on wind, and it worked. There was no. That's worse, Andrew. More feedback.
So and for you, Jay, when you started, because today we have lots of things like drones and everything, but for a person like you, when you start, my friend, what do you use?
I used a Canon 60D. I think I had the camera at the time. I bought it for something else. And I had a tripod, and it was like, you get I got a lot of feedback from commenters just saying that my footage was too shaky because it didn't have a stabilizer in it. So then I would just have it on a tripod and I'd talk, and then it lost all that kind of being on a skateboard and stuff. And then, yeah, I think I started at Hero 4 and I'm now on a Hero 10. And you just, yeah, I think with this like that's one thing I found too. If you do want to start up, equipment's important, but it's not the most important. It's keeping your identity yours. I've realized over the years as well, I've tried to adjust my identity and I've gone with some kind of marine thing as well, like at the start of the year. And I was like, what was I doing there? What was I trying to be? You just got to be yourself. And
that has nothing to do with you, my friend.
No, exactly. No. And then I think one big thing is, even though you may be new, you got to try and protrude confidence. You know, like you've got to be out there, you got to be talkative. Like Nelson, when I met you, you were so loud, but I knew like, and it seemed to me like in a good way, don't get me wrong. It was like, it looked like you ran the show, you know, organizing people, you were chummy and you were, you know, like you were just making things happen. And I'm like, oh man, I've got to step up. This guy's good. And that's, you know, just getting in front of people and asking the questions, would you mind being on camera? Like those kind of things are really like having the confidence to do it. And what's really hard is picking up your camera and talking to the camera if people are around. Like you've just got to, I don't know, you've just got to do it. And sometimes I even get nervous walking down the street and you've got a GoPro and you know, on a stabilizer and you're talking out loud and it's horrible. It's really bad, but I don't know. You're never going to see these people again, and you just keep doing what you're doing. Even when I'm skateboarding and talking to the camera, even now, like I always pause while I go past someone, as for a bit of respect or something. I don't know why, but I just do. So I don't think that ever goes away. But I think be yourself. Good quality camera and audio is really important. And
audio.
And yeah, like I've noticed, like even our friend Danny that Scott's been talking about too. He started writing scripts, like really basic scripts, like just saying what he's going to cover, what he wants to do, what he needs to talk about, what's the website he's going to reference or whatever it is. And I've started to do that too. And it takes a bit more time, but the story is there. Like you try and have a start, a middle, and an end, and like a movie. And you try and cover off what you want and to have some kind of structure. And then people start to subconsciously understand what your structure is. And that's what I find. Like try and not think about it too much, but have a plan. And try and do it that way. Because like the first couple of years I was just no script, doing what I want. And then you get back and I forgot to talk about that. And oh man, I forgot the promo code. Oh, it's the wrong promo code. Like it's just it happens. So it's nice to have that. And I just have it on a Google sheet that I can open up on my computer or my phone, and then I can reference when editing or did I mention that? And you can just tick it off as you go. And so we're
going to come about that because I want to know what programs are you using, guys. But now, Andre, tell me, how do you begin? What do you use in the beginning? First of all,
well, obviously, I have the highest quality microphones. Am I okay now?
Yeah, mate, you're good.
Now it's perfect. Now it's like
I'll explain what happened. I actually used some $2 extension lead, and I used a 1994 iPod. Yeah. Okay. So first of all, my channel for the first 3 years, I just used an iPhone. I edited. So if you're listening to this and you want to start YouTube, I used an iPhone 7. I've still got it. iPhone 7. I used the microphone on there, which was a Rode one, I got into that, which is a bit better for sound. I edited laying on my lounge on iMovie. And to this day, my production is still on an iMovie. I don't have any Premiere Pro or anything. Look at my production. It's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with the quality. Yeah. It seems to be as good as anything. You don't have to invest in really good cameras, really good stuff. You can have an iPhone 7 like me and do all your shit on it. And believe me, it comes across really good. Having said that, I've now got a GoPro, thanks to Scott Davies. He got me into it, and I'm blown away with the quality of that. And the GoPro 9 is well worth the money for its stabilization and its linear horizontal. It is definitely the one to get. You just need a GoPro 9, you need an iPhone, iMovie, and you can do it. And that is it. And a good microphone is critical. I have got the media mod on the GoPro 9, which I love. It's crystal clear, the sound. So that's all you need to start. And as Scott said, I love editing. It's really artistic. It's fun to play around with it, put the right music and stuff in. And it is addictive. I like editing now. I can understand why actors want to be behind this. I think what's George Clooney want to be a director for? Acting is what it's all about. When you get into this stuff, you'll realize that actually making a story and a production is much more enjoyable than now. The grind in front of the camera for me is tiring. And as Jay said, little bit disillusioned me talking in front of people. But that's why people ask why I wear my YouTube patches and stuff. I wear them because when I'm writing, people know I'm doing a job. Right? They're, oh, this guy's on YouTube. He's doing. It's not to show off. It's actually make me feel like I don't love myself. I'm not this guy talking to myself on a camera. I think I'm unreal. I'm actually doing a fucking job.
I never think about that. That's not a bad idea.
That's a little secret. That's a little secret that I've let loose today. But that's why I do that, because
fantastic.
it's he's doing a job. Yeah, and it helps me get a lot of confidence in the field when I'm performing in front of the camera, whether it's writing or whether it's whether it's actually talking. So that's all you need. iPhone, and now GoPro 9, bang, get into it. Just learn your craft on editing and learn your craft on getting the right story across. I do waffle a bit. And one more thing I will say quickly, I'm like a McDonald's restaurant, a Top Gear show with one presenter. I keep it consistent. Like if you go all around the world, you go and get a Big Mac in California, Alaska, or bloody China, you're going to get that, well, to a certain degree in China. My show, you know what you're going to get. Me on the table, me talking the normal crap, and then you're giving the unbox and the slow motion, and then there's the out the field, and then this is 80s music, and they go, oh, okay, I get it, and I feel comfortable. It's like a warm place to go. I know what it's like a safe little place to have a chat with Andrew Penman. So I keep it consistent. So guys, if you're going to start YouTube, maybe consistency is really important. Otherwise, if you're all over the shop, people just don't know what the hell's going on each video. That's my 2 bobs worth. But yeah, you get into it. It's incredibly fun. It's incredibly enjoyable.
It's
one thing I'll say about Andrew's equipment is Andrew has.
Why don't you take your ear out, mate?
I just went out so I can hear the echo. Andrew has a magical iPhone 7 from China. I don't know how he got this iPhone 7, but I've never seen an iPhone. The night footage on his iPhone rivals any DSLR I've seen. It's incredible. It's just ridiculous. Like you see the night footage, like that's an iPhone. It's crystal clear. Even if you go zoom in on it, it's amazing. I don't know. It's better than my 10.
That's why I still got it.
Exactly.
And Taylor, what are you using? You are now starting with PVs, and what are you using?
I started off with an iPhone 8, just doing random things, and then I've pulled out my old Nikon. I think it was a 5400 that recorded in 1080p, so it was okay, but it couldn't get a decent microphone to work with it. So then I jumped onto the GoPro bandwagon, and I bought a Hero 7 Silver, and that's actually, believe it or not, with a single direction mic, has been bulletproof for me. So certain direction when I'm videoing is brilliant. As soon as you turn the mic into the wind, it sounds like you're being flushed down a toilet though. And then the 9 Black with Rode microphone, so the wireless goes. So I've definitely upped the ante on my gear, but I'm not using any digital SLRs or anything. I'm just on GoPros, and I've got an iPhone 12 Max Pro that I do a little bit of night stuff on, because the video I get from that's pretty good. So if you got an iPhone, you've got a recording studio. If you've got a Samsung tablet, you've pretty much got a thing. And I use DaVinci Resolve, which is free. It's a free version for software to edit on. So I've
that's the what
tried to keep the price down as everywhere I can. I'm a father of 2 kids with a really expensive habit. My new board. My new board this way here. So we've all got expensive habits. So it's a case of, try and get by with what you've got and just start, because there's a lot of people out there that I've been watching, especially over the last 6 or 12 months because of COVID, who have started new channels, and some of the videos they're doing, and I've got in touch, and they're using their iPhones and iPads, and they're doing some great stuff. So it's just get into it, just start.
I got a question, if you don't mind. What does each other's partners think of your hobby or your YouTube life? They're happy with it?
100%
Scotty's
happy.
with big thumbs up? Yeah?
Yeah. Encourage me every day.
I might have the edge on you guys because I've got a man cave. The whole house is a man cave. I'm single. So I've got no one to answer for. I love being single. I had my ex-girlfriend's my best mate now. We're great friends. And
does she
I
ride?
don't know. I lost
skateboards, I mean?
Yeah, no, she doesn't. No, she doesn't. She doesn't even like remotely like
that's
them.
the question. Each of you guys, your wives or ex-wives, there's any of you who ride skates?
She's never been on a board.
My
Really?
wife,
Yeah.
my
So
wife
you're
was,
going to get her on it, yeah.
She's been on a scooter. That's it.
my wife is in a bike.
I know, yeah. You got the Super 73, Nelson.
Yeah.
And
I'm a bit fortunate, Nelson. My wife's had a go on my Lycan TRX2, and she likes it, but she's a big worker, so she works pretty hard. So so I can afford my hobbies. But she's
No
pretty
way.
supportive. She's pretty supportive
good.
of the channel and what I do, because it keeps me happy, keeps me out of her hair, I think. So it's a win-win for both of us.
And
Could I say one thing? Just one thing there, quickly. Just one thing, Sir Nelson. I must say, congratulations to all you YouTubers, you guys, because all includes you, Nelson. I mean, you guys have partners you've got to also put into play and also cut time for the children as well. I don't know how I could do it if I had a wife and child. I could not produce the content I'm doing now, which is only about 2 a month. So my hat goes off to you guys, because you guys are really incredibly,
we are
must
not
be
incredible.
very good time managers.
We are not incredible. Our wives are incredible because they accept that we are doing this.
Absolutely agree.
It's not easy. Most of the times we are riding and filming, and that's why I come to the next question. That's Taylor just answered. When you make your videos and everything and you cut it, what is the program are you using normally, or
For
what
me,
you recommend?
For me, I use Final Cut Pro now. I did use iMovie for the first year, and I absolutely loved it. Then someone gave me a copy of it, so I spent a few weeks to learn how to use it properly. And Final Cut Pro is the one I use now every time on my Mac. So I can get a slightly cleaner picture with less noise. That's the only reason I upgraded it, because I didn't like the noise I was getting through iMovie. Picture noise, that is, like graininess. If I was getting
movie, for everybody to understand, a movie is you don't pay, guys. That is,
no, it's a free Apple. It's a free Apple app.
It's a free Apple. And then if you want to upgrade, of course. But that's why. What's the question when you started? You, Jay Boston, when you started?
Yeah, I was iMovie for about 6 months, and then I moved to Final Cut Pro, and still on Final Cut Pro.
And you, Taylor, what do you?
I started on Adobe Suite because I use Adobe with work, and it was doing my head in, to be quite honest. So I jumped to DaVinci Resolve, the free version, and it's been working fine for me. And I think my money's going towards boards and other things. So when I can afford it, I might get a Mac and then jump onto the Final Cut bandwagon. But at the moment, DaVinci Resolve, freeware, it's free software. It works well enough, and I can't.
Some of that money seems like it's going to some pretty sweet T-shirts there too.
And you,
I just got my Deckhead T-shirt the other day from Scott, so thanks, mate.
Heard about that.
And you, Andre, what are you using?
For me, when I started my first channel in 2015, which I removed because I had the Swagtron board, the Magneto, and I literally had 50 comments from trolls, right? Not one supportive comment. So I just deleted the channel, got out of it. I just left YouTube for a year and a half. I thought, okay, if they're going to do that, I'm not going to bloody do this. And then I came back with Cool Wheel and stuff. But from that, that was my iPhone 6. No, that was my iPhone 4. And I'll just show you how I edit, right? I edit on the lounge like this. I do my whole movie literally just laying back and doing that. And that way my head doesn't tilt down. I'm laying back and I'm looking straight up. I don't bend my neck. And for me, it works really well. I start at 8 o'clock, finish at 10, 2 hours on the lounge with my finger, and that's it on an iMovie. But I have moved to iPad now because it's a bit more. I've got a new iPad Air. It's a little bit smoother. But I'm still to this day using iMovie. So I must say one thing though. Every update they do put little glitches in them, and they start to stuff with the volume. And I'm now starting to lean towards. If I was getting to do a lot more, I'll probably go into more, get an iPad, get a computer, and I mean, got a computer, but get a new computer and do it that. But for now, it's doing its job. The iMovie and the iOS is just doing it beautifully for me. So that's all I do. It's very simplistic, very easy. Yeah.
And I've seen Andrew's setup. Andrew could never leave iMovie on his phone and iPad because he has so many systems in place where he can get this from there, grab that from there, copies that there, puts that there.
Yeah.
I think if Andrew, I think if you ever tried to move to Final Cut, you'd have a breakdown because you'd have to start from scratch with all your little shortcuts.
I've got a lot of good shortcuts. A lot. In fact, yeah.
Then I come to the questions. I think everybody is starting as a YouTuber for you guys to try to help them. How was the beginning for you guys when you started with one person, one subscriber? And what was the first 1,000 subscribers, guys? What was this journey?
Geez, the first 1,000. I remember I was happy with the first. I remember 58 was my number for some reason.
I'm not there yet. Go easy.
For you guys, how slowly? Was fast? Was easy? Was
slow.
Slow burn.
Much slower than today's. Much slower than today's YouTubers.
Everybody to understand because most of the guys don't understand. Maybe they think, and we become always the beginning. How do you was the first contact when you see the subscribers and you say, okay, now I have 10 more subscribers. Now I have 5 more subscribers. In the beginning, guys,
Well, I can just tell you, it took for me to get 1,000 to monetize, which they've now demonetized me because I use 80s music, and the ad agencies are gone, well, we're not making money in this eye, and they've just completely, I got a letter saying you got no more, you can't monetize. But the point is, my first 1,000 took, I think, 1.5 to 2 years to get 1,000. In fact, I was hovering around 300 for about 1.5 years. So if you're listening to this and you're taking a while to get up there, it's just normal. And what happens as you get bit more known, the 3rd year and the 4th year, it starts to accelerate, and then it just gets momentum. It's that. So yeah, it took me a long time. It took me, I was on 100 subscribers for about 6 months. But see, I'll say one thing, don't look at the subscriber count. I pay no attention. I was going to take my subscriber count off. I think I might do it, get rid of it, because it's not that important. I don't care about that. It's about not even views. It's more about, just me being happy with that product and knowing, like, the Beatles songs, so that you can go back and see it in 5-6 years. It's still relevant. Yeah.
Andre, what I'm trying to say is for the people who are starting, because they have to understand in the beginning is difficult. For the beginning, it's not just a simple road. If you think you're going to catch 1,000 subscribers in one video or 10 videos, that is what I'm trying, that you try to explain what happened to you. What was the experience for you for this 1,000 subscribers? Because I reached 1,000 subscribers.
I'll tell you,
with seven
just one
months.
thing quickly, go outside the normal box. Don't just do electric skateboard reviews. I've been doing the carving boards. That's the Smooth Stars and the carvers. And my Smooth Stars, 65,000 views. I think my surfboard, the Jamie O'Brien log, is now approaching 60,000 views. Now, I didn't even look at it till about a year. And I thought, shit. So you got to look outside the box, try and find things a little bit nichey and different, and they get big views. Scott will tell you that. He's got things that have gone out on an angle, and that's where you get a bit more subscribers. So, yeah, things like that.
And you, Jay Boston?
Yeah, I
The beginning.
Yeah, like the first video you upload, mine was going to a bakery. Like, it was nothing to do with skateboards. It's still there. If you go back and have a look, it's just me and I'm sneezing. And then there's a video of me sneezing 150 times. And that got lots of video. That got lots of subscribers. So it was nothing that I didn't start with Escape at all. But yeah,
most of them, they don't start with the. If you see all the guys, I have all the videos. If you see, nobody started as a with PVs. We started with other things.
Yeah, and that's how I started too. And then I got into the abandoned building stuff, and then I kind of put those two together. And there's been hundreds of people over the years that have saying, "Oh, you should split your channel into two." And I'm like, no, that's me. That's what I do. And if I ever wanted to stop doing the electric skateboarding stuff or the abandoned building stuff or go into something else, that I can. Like, it's just my channel. Yeah. But yeah, when I remember when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I was smashed in a pub in Early Beach, which is in Queensland, with my sister, her boyfriend, and my what do you call him? Stepdad. And my stepdad actually made it the 1,000 subscriber, and then I shouted everyone drinks, and it was a lot of fun. And you get 10-15 views at that time. And I remember, like, when you first upload your first video, you think it's going to go amazing and everyone's going to watch it, and then you come in the next day and there's like one person or no people, and you're like, I even know some of
12 views and a thumbs down.
Yeah, and you're like, or you get no views and a thumbs down. You're like, how did that happen? It's just some of these things happen, and
but they're still watching. That's all that matters.
Yeah, but like what you said before, Andrew, really resonated with me. That the views are good, but it's not everything. Like, for me, and I think Thomas B-Boy Stretch said it in the chat too, which we should answer some of those comments too. But he basically said, it's about the networking. It's about, like, right now, like, I know all you guys, like, I've met you and or we've spoken or whatever, and it's those connections that I would never have had if I hadn't have uploaded video. And going around the world, going to the US and Europe and Dubai and all this kind of stuff. I know I say Dubai wrong. Everybody tells me I say it wrong, but stuff is
every time.
Yeah. But, and then people come to you and ask you questions, and they really value your opinion, and some of them don't, but that's what it is. Like, that's what I love. It's just, these videos have introduced me to a world I never would have seen unless I had have just taken that big leap and uploaded a video. So yeah, from my one video to now, I think I'm almost hitting 1,000 videos that you learn and you evolve and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, it just takes you to places you never thought you would at all. Like I never thought I'd fly a drone, and I never thought I'd be in khaki camo pants or like that kind of stuff. Like it's just strange what your brain does. And like you'll be sitting there watching, I don't know, Big Bang Theory on TV or something, right? But you're not actually watching it. You're thinking, oh, what can I do for my next video? And oh, that's a really good idea. And maybe I can like get the camera and turn it upside down. Like all these weird things just going through your head all the time. But I love it. Like it's quite creative, and I wouldn't change it. That's why, like, yeah, I'm not going anywhere. And if anybody has any issues with it, then rack off.
Yeah. And you, Scott, for you, the first 1,000.
Yeah, first 1,000 was a slog. Like uploading videos, checking, and like Andrew said, you shouldn't really even look at it, but you do, especially when you're new and you're like, oh, I've got a new subscriber. I remember I'd call Andrew, oh, I got 3 new subscribers last night, and it is it's addictive because people who are watching are appreciating your content. And I remember it took probably 8 months or something, or maybe close to a year. No, probably less than that, probably 6-8 months to get to 1,000. And I remember I hit 1,000. I quickly posted, did a big thank you. Oh, thanks everyone. I've reached 1,000 subscribers. And then like an hour later, I had 990. I lost 10 subscribers from my thank you email. Because you got to remember that. You got to remember they can go down as well as up. So every time you do something wrong, or if you piss someone off, you see them go down. So yeah. So now I wait till I'm at least 100 past the milestone before I celebrate. But it's hard work.
Yeah, I know it's hard work. And you, Taylor, you are not in 1,000. Then you can tell us your experience now.
I every time I get a subscriber, I literally do an internal happy dance.
I thought you were going to say I was going to wet my pants.
No, a little bit of that too. No, if I get 2 or 3 in a day, that happens. But it's a real stressful thing to feel that you're not succeeding. And the real part of it is, and I've had conversations with Scott and Jay, months ago about it. I started off doing a little bit of comedy, and I did a piss take, basically, pardon the expression, of a politician here in Melbourne. My daughter said I looked like the worst politician in Australia at the moment, Daniel Andrews, who's our Victorian Premier, and I got 6,500 views and about 60 or 70 subscribers from that one video. Nice. And I don't want to do it again because he's so hated. And but I like seeing the subscriber count keep growing. And I think more and more that I do in the Eastgate community is getting me more and more traction. But it's so stressful you do a video and you get 13 views in the first 2 hours and you think this is bombed. And it's really disheartening. But the thing that I think, I got to remember, sometimes I've got to remind myself I'm doing this for me too, because I really enjoy this. It's not just for everybody out there. And I want to make content for people. I've always got to remember that I'm enjoying this for doing this for the actual exercise of making videos and having fun and learning. Mm-hmm. So while I'm going through that phase, it might take me another 2 years to get to 1,000. I really want more subscribers, but at the same time, they'll come if they come. And if there's quality, or if I get better at this, maybe the quality will get better too, and people come then. It is what it is. But as Jay said, the opportunities themselves that come out of this, I mean, I've only got 310 or 312 this morning I saw.
That's not only, that's good.
It's great. Yeah, I'm proud of that. But I've got 300 odd people on Insta, on two individual Insta channels. And I'm starting a business with a group of mates. So there's things that would never have happened for me in the last 12 months that is really starting to turn into a lot of future endeavors and future fun coming. So hey,
do you guys think that YouTube in the beginning make our lives difficult?
For me, it's like Craig's saying, you do get so much self-doubt, so much of it. Like right at the start, it's like my videos aren't getting views. They must suck. They don't like me. My content's not right. I must be saying the wrong. Like all these things are going on in your head, and it's hard. Like I don't think anyone really that's probably even in high school should be doing YouTube, because you've already got so much going on in your life. There's all these people at schoolyard stuff and that you're dealing with, and you don't want a whole bunch of haters, or you don't want to try and put so much effort in. Like, I know a bunch of kids that I used to hang out and do exploring videos with, and they would spend like 24 hours on an edit and they'd get like 10 views, and they just couldn't understand why. Like, they put so much effort into it.
It's crazy.
And yeah, it's horrible, especially as a starter. You're like, oh, there's all these people out there. You look at it, like, you type in anything into YouTube, and there's millions of views on every video because they're doing so well. But you just don't see that's probably 10% of all YouTube videos out there is the cream of the crop. It's what YouTube's algorithm is pushing you towards, and you just don't see how many other actually really good videos are out there. Like, the majority of the videos that I watch aren't actually from the big popular people. It's from these niche kind of, like, I don't know, you just somehow find them, and they're so good. There's so many really good photographers out there that are, you know, I don't want to shit on anyone, but like Peter McKinnon, like, there's so many other ones that are so much better, and they're such better techniques and things. So
Jason, don't you think that is the platform YouTube? Because for guys who are starting now, you have to have more than 50% that for the YouTube to start to put you on the top, and you can be on the front for everybody to see it.
It's hard, man. Like, there's so many other platforms like TikTok, like the algorithm's so much better. You get viewed so much faster, and you can see your interactions, and it's a little bit more encouraging, I think, than YouTube. I haven't even made a TikTok video at all, but I've just seen the rise of some of the people that I watch, and they're just killing it. There's a guy that does iPhone repair videos here in Queensland.
Yeah, I've seen him. He's good. He's great.
Yeah. Like, what's he say?
So funny.
All in a day's work, mate. That guy. I can't remember his name. But
how you going, mate?
Yeah, and he fixes iPhones really easily, and he shows you how to do it, and he's just having a great time. And now he's sponsored by Telstra, which is one of the biggest telcos here in Australia.
That's why I come to the next question. Is your difficult hard? I make two questions in one. Is your living your life hard as a YouTuber? And do you think the second questions? And do you think the YouTubers should be paid or should be rewarded by the brands that you make the reviews?
Ooh. Scotty,
it's not hard. It's definitely not hard. Put it that way. It's definitely not hard to do this. This is, if you've got a thick skin and you decide you want to do it, then you go do it. As we've all said, you might get a troll comment, you might muck up and not record your audio, whatever. But as far as actually this is a lifestyle, as a hobby, it's not hard. Otherwise, most of us wouldn't be doing it. When it comes to the brands will reward you for sales. It's as simple as that. Like, you can't, if you get a new brand that comes out and they go, well, can we send you a skateboard for you to review? You've got two ways you can say, yes, sure, send it over. You can say, tell me more about it, and then say no, like Andrew and I have done countless times for rubbish boards.
Yeah.
But if you get say something like that Eovan Carbon Super, which is about to come out, the brand new Super with the bigger motors and so on, they're going to sell. Like, I know for a fact how many of those boards have sold off watching my videos. And so these guys now will come and say, hey, listen, we want to send you a board, and here's a discount code to make it attractive for you. And for every board that you sell, that someone buys off your code, you're going to get $20 or $15 or $13.12 or 2%, whatever it is. So you can definitely make a little bit of money that way. But as Andrew said earlier, no one's getting rich off this. And then the flip side of the coin. I was going to say the flip side of the coin is the AdSense. AdSense is nothing. If you think you're making money off YouTube, you make nothing off AdSense.
That's good for you. What you are saying is the truth, because I think everybody needs to listen what you are saying now, because everybody thinks everybody is rich here.
No. I'll just say, Nelson, that Scott is probably the most successful person I know on YouTube, apart from Ronnie, probably. And I don't know, Jay, to a certain degree, for a long time, you did very well. I think the problem is that I can watch a video now, and within 10 seconds, I can tell if the guy's making money and he's out to make money. That's his MO, his memorandum on this YouTube platform. Is he making money, or is he there just for fun? Is he there to make to just provide some good content? And I initially, it's a fine line. If you're watching this, you want to do YouTube, there's a fine line between being a salesman and being labeled a rip-off scammer salesman, which I've been labeled many times. And 2, now I've gone away from that because I find a board that works, and when it works for me, I'll promote it. That's the secret of what I do. I just find the best boards. And in fact, Nelson, you contacted me about 3 years ago and said that Evolve one, I want one just like that. We never met before, and you went and bought one, and it did work. It was fine. So the thing is, you'll be careful in this industry not to look like a salesman. And I fell into that trap initially. I don't make any money on YouTube. I have no affiliation codes. I have no monetization, no Patreon, no. I have nothing. I make not 1 cent. But I do it because this is the clanger. Ready for this? You're going to blow you away. I do it for one reason. I leave an image. I leave a footprint there for the rest of my life. So if I get by a car tomorrow, I'm dead. My daughter can watch all my stuff and sit there and watch all my trips to Europe, all my stuff, and it's an image there. And as long as YouTube has the facility and the underground bunkers and all the hard drive, they'll go for 100-year generation. I think they'll archive them probably 100 years, but it's leaving an image. So that's what my motivation is to YouTube, to leave something there. You either go in to be famous, not going to happen, and make money, not going to happen. Or 3, I want to be respected. But the best one is just make a difference in the industry and help people, and that's what I'm in it for. So if you enter this very vicious but very rewarding industry, just be very aware. It's a very dangerous animal. It'll suck you in, and you're not going to make a lot of money, but you can get the actual and all that and make a lot of money. But you also got to pay for your own time. But I'm retired. I get a government, thing for life, government thing. So I'm very lucky. I was a senior director in the tax office and for 34 years, and I was so I've left with a really good package for life. So I don't need to work. I don't need to earn money. So I'm very lucky. I haven't got a wife telling me to stop doing this. So but just be mindful. That's a bit of feedback for you guys too. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just asking this because I'm going to pass that to Jay. Yeah, I'm just asking this because I think most of the guys has this illusion they're going to be rich with the YouTube, and I'm going to start tomorrow, and all the YouTubers they are, Jay Boston is with so much money, and I think the people don't understand what is a YouTuber. YouTuber, there is 20 guys, they make lots of money. There is a group of persons, select persons, they make lots of money. And then there is the other guys who make the work from them. And most of the times the quality is better, like Jason was talking about. I think there is lots of small YouTubers there. There are so much quality. I have a friend here in Germany. His name is Andy, and he makes small videos. And his videos is so fantastic. And nobody follows him.
The guys from Average Eastgate Reviews made a really good point. They said that as Eastgate reviewers, everyone thinks, oh wow, they're making lots of money. But they said, you can't walk into the bank with a board and say, can I pay my mortgage? You can't say, here's a Lycon, can you take $100 off my mortgage? You can't do that. So it's we've got some skateboards and we work bloody hard to edit them and to ride them, and it takes a couple of days to per video to go out and put it all together and do it properly. But you can't, these things, unless you sell them secondhand, they don't convert into cash like that. You don't just go, well, here's the board and here's $1,000. It doesn't work like that.
Yeah, that's the other question. I'm going to ask. I'm going to put to Jason. What is for you, my friend? As like I was asking, for the people to understand, you are the YouTubers. You have lots of skates. You have reviews. You receive your boards. That is the question from everybody. Do you receive your boards free? What is how that works?
Yeah, so in my way, and it's different for some people too. I think when you first start, you might get, say, 20% off or 30% off, or you might have a deal. So for instance, right back when I started, I did a video on my Gen 2 for Evolve. And they said to me, if you got 15 sales, I think it was 15 or 20 sales, like if they sold 20 skateboards through my channel, I'd get one skateboard. Okay. Right. So, and that, that sounded like it was really appealing back then. I felt like we were networking, we were connecting and all that kind of stuff. It happened and they gave me a board, which was great. And and that's where I got my 1,000 subscribers. And then over time, like, I think Meepo was one of the first to say, we're going to send you a board. That's all they say. We're going to send you a board and we'd love for you to review. And sometimes, like with Meepo, they just send a board to you and they expect you to make a video. But if you don't, it's not a big deal. It's not a big problem. But then you get other ones, like some of the scooters that I've done, you'll sign an NDA, you'll sign that you'll have a video up on a certain date, you'll have 5 Instagram posts that have to be included within a week of it. Like, there's all these terms, so it's all different. Sometimes that can be quite stressful, but I sit back and go, is this scooter or is this board something that I will ride, and do I think it's going to be something that is going to be positive for the community and it's going to be sellable, and will people have a good experience on it? There's a whole range of different things that you think about. And I've had boards that have been sent to me. I've got some of them over there just with dirt and dust all over them because I got them and they were terrible. Like, you accelerate slowly and you go straight into it's crazy mode. And
might be the same one that's behind me.
Mine's called the Beast. I don't know about you, but like one of them.
One.
And was it the Beast? Something like that. But so it differs. But yeah, the majority of, you know, when you got some decent viewership and you know, you've been around for a while, yeah, they'll call you up and say, yeah, we'd love to send you something, and you know, can you do a review before this date? Like, for instance, Nobleman Tech, they're really, really good. They're really nice. They're upfront. Lots of good communication. Send us the helmet. Said, can you just do it before Black Friday? Did it before Black Friday because they're just really good people. They send out their safety gear on time, and there's a good relationship going on. Scotty has a good relationship with them too.
Do you know what they're making? Do you know what they're making at the moment? They're making a skateboard fireproof bag.
That's pretty cool.
Fantastic.
So it's gonna be a bag. It's gonna be a bag that's gonna be supported with a frame.
So you got to put it on while the board's on fire.
Yeah. Slide it on when it's on fire. Yeah.
Hang on, you can't ride with the bag on. Let me just get this.
Of course you can. Of course you can.
Dynamics out.
No. So you actually charge the board in the bag for safety. So you put your board on charge in the bag.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. But yeah,
well, I can tell you one thing coming. I can tell you one thing coming, which is a sneak thing. Someone's getting, which I'll get one to review. It's a device that you plug into all your boards, and there'll be different ones for the 12P and the 4P. And you just plug it in, and it'll bring your board down from 100% down to 60%, or from 0 up to 60%, and it will condition that battery in a pattern of 12 hours. You just go and plug them through all your boards, which is going to make a big game changer for me going out every week and ride these boards and get them down. So that's coming, and it's going to be an anodized, beautiful system, and it's nearly there. But you get a couple of these, plug them to all your boards, forget about it, set and forget, and it just keeps them at 60%. A lot of batteries are coming out now on boards that do that anyway, like X-Way, but yeah, this is a great new little toy coming out. Yeah,
it's really good. It's really important to discharge your boards so that they maintain their battery life too. It's like
100%. Yeah.
How many boards do you have, Andre, today?
These are the back here in my collection. These are my vintage skateboards. That's
and these are my guns. Is that what you're doing?
This is my my 1980. I rode that in 1986, 1978. 78 in Dogtown. I went to California.
Tell us how many boards do you have? How many?
Okay, this is a good question. I don't. I keep all the boards I've got. I've still got my cool wheels, still got my Onins. I've still got everything. I don't do many board reviews now. I'm just got the trans sites. I'm doing a bit of real stuff and doing a bit of B-buff. But generally, I've got probably about 15 only, and that sounds a lot. If you're listening to this, guys, a lot of guys will contact me and say, oh man, can I, my name is John Smith, can I buy a board off you, a second-hand board? The problem is if they want to get a cool wheel or something, I mean, you take your life in your own hands. So generally, I've only got 15, and that's all I got. I pretty much give a lot away. I got my cousin, my nephew, and I give them away now to people who can't afford them. So I don't sell them, and I don't sell them by what I will say to people, if you're going to start YouTube, do what I did and do what a lot of people do, and just go ahead and buy your boards. Just don't try and get them. Just go out. I had to buy 4 boards: Cool Wheel, Onan, and I bought the Fick board. So I spent about $3,000 to invest in my channel to have them all lined up to review, and that's how I kickstarted it. So just you have to buy the boards. You're going to buy them anyway, so you might as well review them, and that's how you kickstart your channel. Don't try and get a second board and that kind of stuff. Yeah, but to me, I've only got about 16 boards probably. I've got 3 Vareels. I've got 1 Transite. That's my favorite boards to ride, the Transite Carbon, which is discontinued, but I'll be getting probably the all-wheel drive. Yeah, basically, I keep those, and also ride the B-Buff, and I ride the Vareels, and I've also got the Booster Mini with the big 110 wheels. I love riding. That's my combi. Collectors want to take out, but generally, you don't need a big collection. But
okay, you have 15 boards in a moment, and you, Taylor, you are the beginning. How many do you have today?
I've got 3. I'm a self-spent lunatic. I will find what works for me, and I'll spend big dollars on it. I have my tramper, which I spent a bit on, and then I bought a whole lot of stuff to go on it. And for me, bush going for me is a big part of my riding, so that's where I spend most of my money.
We need to go riding.
The board here, this is my summer board, so this is my long-range board because I like doing those 50, 60-kilometre rides. So for me, that's going to get me up into the hills and the charge for a very long lunch and a couple of pints and then a ride back home. So I haven't been buying the Zeus or the anything else. I've got a Lycan TRX2, and that was my entry board. I've been very fortunate. The Transite supported me with a couple of loan boards. Baja supported me with a loan board, and I've got a couple of mates who have been. Tom is one of them, who's just lent me a huge amount of his boards. He's just got the Haitian, and we've been out playing around and having a look at that. So I've got a really good network of people around me who let me loan boards, and we don't have an endless bucket of cash, unfortunately. I wish I did, and I'd be buying heaps of boards and reviewing heaps more. But I've reached out to a few of the board companies, and basically I've got doors slammed.
But that is the beginning. Is always like that.
That is what it is.
Yep.
And you, Scott, my friend, how many do you have?
I'm interested to hear this one. Come on.
It's too embarrassing to say.
60, 70.
No, it's not that bad. So I actually did like a stock take just yesterday. So there's 47 boards.
How many sold? Come on, how many sold?
Yeah, how many sold?
I've probably sold about 10, 15.
Oh, good.
And you had a couple stolen too.
I had a whole heap stolen. I had 15 stolen.
And not delivered either.
Stolen by the delivery company.
I've got 4 more boards with that same company in Sydney right now. So
Jeez.
stressed.
It's not over.
Can I just say one quick? Sorry,
please.
Scott. One quick thing.
Yeah.
Don't worry how many boards you got, because the more boards, the more you got to worry about the batteries. I was going to say,
stress.
just keep
I know.
them down a bit. Yeah.
100%. Oh, that's why I try to sell someone. I don't need them.
And you, Jay?
Yeah, I think my last count about 4 months ago was about 55.
Wow, that's
yeah,
great.
and it's like that thing that you're talking about, Andrew. Yeah, definitely need a few of those, I think. But no, I continually, get the boards and just check their charge. And funnily enough, the ones that I find actually hold really well, their battery and their range is Meepo.
Yeah, Meepo are amazing.
They're just really good for some reason. They just hold their batteries. Yep. But then you get the other one. I won't mention names, but you get a few of them that, die within 6 months. Like they're just done.
But that's the big problem.
Behind here, there's 3 bookshelves full of I love the mountain boards. They're just insane. The Transite I can see right now, and there's even ones that I've had for years, and I know I can just plug them in, charge them up, and they'll go for the intended range as well. So some people have got really good cells, good batteries, but I haven't sold it. I've only sold one that I actually bought, which was the Raptor back in the day.
I remember when you had
sold that to a local guy. I think that's the only one I've really sold. Everything else I've either given away or I've got.
Yeah, then I'm going to come to the question is like this. For everybody's out there, the YouTubers, the riders and everything, you guys that have so many boards, what do you do to prevent that the batteries don't
Okay, I'll just jump in here because I've got a very good friend called Frank Zill who actually designed the Zill board you saw on my channel. And Frank is actually a battery expert. He works for I won't mention the company in Sydney. He's a senior battery analyst. He's an engineer. He knows batteries backwards. And what I'm about to tell you will blow your mind because I couldn't get my head around this. But coming up soon, probably in 6 to 8 months, we've already seen them in some American bikes. There is not a solid state battery system coming, but a new battery system. I can't say what it is, but you might know. That's going to revolutionize batteries. There will not be batteries anymore, as we know. In 2 years, they'll be gone. There'll be a lighter weight thing that'll charge over 3,000 or 4,000 times, charge in about 18 minutes, and have a range of 50 kilometers. So they're coming in, and they're using them now in his company at the moment for their battery starters and their jump starters. So for the mining industry and everything. So that's coming. So there's one thing worse than battery range anxiety, And that's if you have too many boards, as Jay said, and that's battery maintenance anxiety. And believe me, I go to bed and I go, oh God, will that evolve those polymers, they're renowned to die. And I worry and panic, but I take it out for a ride and my heart pounds again. Yeah, it's still working. So what you want to do with batteries is very important. And what Frank said to me was, you've got to make sure you run them fully charged and down to about 10% at least once every 3 months maximum. But then you've got to bring them straight back up to 60%. 60% is the golden figure, and they like to be brought up to 60%, not down from 100 to 60. And never fully charge a battery and leave it, because that's like blowing a balloon up and the battery is fully expanded and it doesn't like that. So always keep them at 60. And my Vireels are 60 for 3 months. They both started beautifully yesterday and went like a dream. The boosted stays on 60. That's renowned to have a battery issue and a fail, on an RD fail. So that is now working well on 60%. So just keep it at 60% and you'll have no problems, except as Jay said, you get some rogue batteries that just don't last. Like I had a land wheel that died. But yeah, 60% is where you've got to keep them, and you've got to make to run them. They say every month, but I do every 3 months because I've got so many boards. And as long as I bring it up to 100%, bring it down to 10%, bring it up to 60% again, just that alone will be okay. But it really requires a full cycle, then back to 60%. You'll have no problems. Your battery will never die. I can guarantee that. Yeah.
Guys, for you, do you think the same way?
I just keep mine almost at 0. If they bugger out, they bugger out.
Couldn't have said that more Aussie, mate.
I ride them. I grab a board if it's flat. I grab a different one. I think I'll charge it tomorrow.
So and then we're going to see some questions here. We're going to start from the first one. The question is, a guy in Germany wants to make videos. How do you start? How many times do you make in a week or in a month?
You got to be careful there, mate. Mikkel might be a girl's name, isn't it?
Mikkel is Michael. Michael from Stuttgart. He's Stuttgart. That is he's very active in Instagram, and he has a group is very active here in Germany.
No, I didn't want to offend anyone. Has anyone seen that American movie Euro Trip?
No. That is Michael. He has about 1 month a big accident, and now he's recovering.
Stuttgart's beautiful place. A lot of bike riders. So he's actually in a minority there because they're all bike riders, road bike. But what I could say was, look, just start with one video every 2 weeks. Make sure you get quality. Make sure you get quality. Make sure you get good music, as Scott said. Make sure you just make sure it's buffed and shined and spit and polished at least a week before you upload it. And don't worry if you get 15 views. Just put another one out 2 weeks later. But only one every 2 weeks, all you need when you're starting off.
And the last thing, my last point I'd say to everything you said is correct. And the last thing I would say is, make sure you answer every single question when you're starting out. That's what's going to get you. Yeah. That's going to get you buy-in the community. As if you're seen to be. Yep, I'm going to answer that question every single time, especially when you're new.
I don't answer questions that guys who write to me very bad. I don't.
Oh no! If you don't, if it's a moron, just delete it. If someone's saying,
to be honest, I don't let them have the last say. What I do is I get back with one rebuff, one big bubble, and then leave it then, because otherwise people reading that go, oh, he didn't respond. I'm not saying that Nelson's wrong, but nice to get back with my point of view to disclaim that. And then I leave it. But I'll tell you something, there's a fine line. What you've got to remember when you're a YouTube presenter and a content provider, and I mean, classic examples what Jay said with Penman McKinnon. He is such a likable guy. When you watch that guy present, it's just addictive. He's just bang, he's just got that personality. But he has his style. Everyone has their own style. But if you can connect with your individual audience, somehow they become a friend of yours. They think you're your friend. You're hanging out with Andrew Penman for the day. That is where you got to go. You got to make sure you connect with them, whether it's comedy or seriousness or like press reset. Very,
But Andre, you can disagree with the person. It's not a problem. That I can answer. Yeah. But I cannot accept one person who come and disrespect me.
I agree. No, that's true.
I'm not going to give an answer to some. I can have a discussion with Jay or with Scott, with you, but I'm not going to disrespect you. I can give you my point of view, and you're going to give me an answer. But if you give me, like I see some guys that write to me, like you shit. You don't understand English.
If it's personal,
if it's personal, is so shitty. Something like that, guys. What you going to give as answer? That is not something
Just what Scotty said. Thanks.
Can I tell you just quickly? You
But
can
if
go to
give it,
YouTube.
if you give it thanks, you are constructing a discuss.
Opening the door for. If you go to YouTube, you can. There's a bubble setting on extra setting, advanced settings. You can put in, and I've had to put the word in. You're gonna laugh at this. I have to put the word in. Shill. I don't know what the hell a shill is. Salesman. Bullshitter. What have I put in there? Money making scammer. Now these people, when they comment on your channel and they get the word the scammer or shill, boom, bang, their comment doesn't go through. So it really pisses them off when they do that. And that's one way of diffusing it. Number two, as you're right, Nelson, if they're personal, just delete the comment. If it's a factual argument about the product, I'll argue that back on one response, and then I just let it go. But it's a vicious jungle. It really is.
Yeah, I think if we just go back to Mikhail for a second, because I really want to get to his point. For me, try and polish a video as much as you can, but remember, your first video is not going to be perfect. So try and get it done and get it out there, and then
Your
just
first
let
10
the
might be
universe take.
perfect.
That's well, mate. I'm up to video 75, and my 73 of them are still average. But I'm hoping I'm going to get there. But I think the thing is do the videos and try and make the next one better, and then try and make the next one better. And I think keep learning, because I think all of us start somewhere, and our videos weren't great to start with, but as time, I mean, everyone's videos here that I watch and I watch religiously are fantastic, and they've all got better over the years. So, hopefully mine keep getting better. And so I say just start and just keep tuning and just keep trying.
Yep.
Yeah, I just want to change, because this way we know which person is speaking. When I change, it's because it's the person I want to speak. There is another question here for the round, for everybody to see it. That is a big question for you guys, YouTubers, that you make so much concepts. Belt drives, direct gear drive. What is for you guys better or change?
I would have said a year ago, belt drive was the way to go, the future. And I'm a hub king. I've loved hubs all my life, and I've just been a big ambassador and advocate for hubs. But when the belts came out, I rode the belts, I thought, no, the belts are the go. However, moving forward, now when you talk about donuts and cloud donuts, they transform a hub motor to a very, very beautiful ride, as good as a belt. So yeah, it's 6 on half does the other. If you're a low maintenance guy, don't want to worry about it, yeah, go a hub and a donut. If you're a guy that wants a bit more torquey off-road, a bit more, you're a bigger guy, heavier guy, go the belt. That's my advice to that one.
Scott.
Same. Ditto.
Jens. Jay. Sorry.
Yeah, I think mountain boards, I like them to be direct. Like you get the A-tracks, you get the trampers. I really like my direct drive on that. But I think there's nothing better than just being on a street wheel, belt-driven board.
The day that Trump, they recommend the belts.
So
that's what they say. Open the.
They
belt.
sell it. They sell the direct drive and the spur gear. It is the same thing, but
they're telling today that the open belts is the best ones. That is what I listen for
it depends on what kind of rider. Like they're nuts, those guys that work there. I love them. They're amazing. And have you seen their new little go-kart they've made, by the way?
Yeah, that is crazy.
That thing's insane. One of them's going to die of it real soon, but it's just a personal preference. I think for me, like I tried all those tramper boards when I was over there, and I just felt for me it was the spur gears were really great. I about 3 months ago I had to swap out. I ordered the spur gears again, not the spur gears. There was an inside part of it that got worn out, and that happens over time. And it's only 40 pounds or something to get that. That's not bad. Like I haven't had to change anything else on that board at all. So yeah.
And you, Taylor?
Yeah, you.
Yeah. Well, I've been lucky enough to run the direct drive from Transite, Roadster, which is amazing. I did a review on the direct drive Transite SS edition probably a few months ago now, and I fell in love with that board. I tell you what, having such a quiet, beautiful board is lovely. The direct drive Roadster is amazing. I do love my open belt drive Tramper. I cane that thing and actually punish it. I've got the spur gears here. I haven't even bothered to touch them. The open belt drive works a treat for me, and I've never had any failures with it. I mean, I've run the same set of belts now for probably 4 months, 5 months, and I punish it every week. holds up beautifully. But I do love the sound of the belts, I've got to say. It's nothing better than a screaming belt.
I'm going to put here from the Tom. It's simple. Which of you work with 360?
No.
I've done it. I've still got the original 361, and it's great. I mean, it does its job when you want to capture a big area, and they're great. But I'm not into what everyone's doing at the moment with the 360, the sweep round thing with a visible stick. I think it's been overkilled at the moment on YouTube. Everyone's doing it. I think I keep it like as the viewer intended, the director, so you're visually seeing it in real life. It gets too fish bubble type thing with those, but yeah, they're great value.
But you try it.
Things. Yeah, I haven't tried. Well, I've seen Scott's one I've also David Sawyer's had it on me, and I've used it. Yeah, I do like it. It captures everything, but it's not my style of filmmaking. I don't like it as much personally, but yeah.
And you, Scott?
Yeah, I've got the GoPro Max, and it's a good camera, but whenever I go to film, I always just go for the standard GoPro because there's so much additional editing to keyframe it, like go through and keyframe every single shot. But also, you can never get good audio with 360 camera. You either want to do a voiceover and not talk at all, which I tried to do with X-Way Wave with Cloudwave video, X-Way Wave with Cloudwheel video, or you find a way to put an additional audio source. So, for example, I'll sometimes record to my phone and then sync the audio from that. But it's good, but the quality is just not there. Like, yeah, it's a 5.7K camera, but that's 5.7 all around. So it only works out to be about 1080 of the picture you're actually getting. I think they're good if you want to get a full body shot, including the board, but I still think they're a bit gimmicky. I think until we can get like a really good solid frame picture, I probably just won't use it that much.
So yeah, that is good. You, Jay Boston, do you ever use a 360?
No, I never used it. I've seen well, I'm good with names tonight. Kelly, Ernesto. He used it in Paris, and damn, some good videos came out of that. He gave us the footage too, and I think one of the videos up for the Paris thing is Insta360, but I've never shot with it before. It looks good. It looks really good, but I just haven't done it before.
Lots of editing afterwards, just a pain.
Yeah.
Yes, you have lots of work, guys.
Jumping back for 1 second with the board again, the wheels and the belts. Just for 1 second, Craig and I have ridden that 4-wheel drive, that Roadster from Transite. This is not a sales pitch here. I'm telling you, I've never ridden anything like it. Check out Craig's review if you're watching this, and also my review. The 4-wheel drive on that with its own sort of like diff thing where it transfers the voltage, gives a whole dynamics to cornering and riding a board. And it's another, and I said in a video a year and a half ago, I was interviewed on a podcast for Eastgater in England. They said, what do you think the future will be? I said, the future will be 4-wheel drive, direct drive. That was like 2 years ago, and that's recorded. And that is going to still be the future. That board will overtake belts 100%. You can do any hill, you do anything 60K range, and the drive and acceleration and torque is absolutely perfection. And if you've ridden a belt and you get on one of these things, it'll blow your mind. So, yeah, do you agree, Craig? It's incredible, isn't it? Incredible.
Yeah, it's an absolutely beautiful board. I've, to be quite honest,
that's the future.
I've pushed boards through corners pretty hard, and if you've seen some of my videos, I don't really show a lot of the really fast, aggressive stuff that, you know, Tom, my best mate Tom, and I do. But he's got a Baja conversion A-Trax, and he's 60 plus Ks an hour on that thing, pushing through corners. And this Roadster, I think I was going around a corner doing 52K an hour, and I was still pushing, and it was just holding.
It's unbelievable.
The board's blown me away, and this is the smaller one. This one here is the 10S 8P. So,
and having the pneumatic tie on a direct drive is quite revolutionary, and no one's done it perfection yet, and Eduardo's done it. It is absolutely. If you're listening to watch this, seriously, if you can have a ride somehow of it, it'll blow you away. It's the next level stuff on an electric.
A lot of good fun. A lot of good fun.
I just want to ask another thing for you guys for the run. Is for you guys, what is better to ride? Carbon decks or bamboo decks?
Sorry. You go, Jay.
I have to put it because in Australia now is a big problem. Huh?
Well, I'm up on screen, so I'll say I do like riding the carbon, but I'm a big fan of the bamboo for me because it reminds me a lot more of skateboarding and surfing. That really nice movement underfoot. Bamboo is just a beautiful feeling for those really nice rides. But my tramper is very bouncy and springy, so I get a lot of movement in that. But the carbon boards, I'm trying to keep this really neutral here. The carbon boards are very firm. You can push them pretty hard, but I like to feel the road under the wheels underneath.
Sorry,
me.
guys.
So
I have to ask.
I'm going to park that and let someone else talk about the carbon.
I'm really easy.
Craig likes
I'm
a
exactly
firm
the
dick.
same as Craig, in all respects. Scotty,
Yeah, same. Pretty much same.
Well, I was gonna. Well, being a surfer, I like a very firm deck. I don't like any flex because the surfboard doesn't flex. So I do like a firm deck. So I'm a very big fan of the carbons. Now I've got the carbon transite, which was a joke when Evolved did a copyright on that and did a cease and desist. That wasn't even a cease and desist. It was just a bully letter. But at the end of the day, that particular board is beautiful for me. I love a carbon, I love a stiff deck. Number two, if you want the best of both, Transite, I got the new carbon composite membrane on that with the bamboo flex, which brings in, if you look at my video, not just trying to, I'm the only person that's done it yet, so you can see it with me, but it's a carbon composite fabric on a bamboo,
nice.
which is the best of both. And that is the go. Pure carbon to me is my preference. I don't want to bounce around in a hammock when I'm riding. When I go to corners, I want to be quite firm. But anyway, that's my take on it.
And I'm going to ask for the four of you guys. What was the 3 best boards that you ride till today? Come on, guys.
So I'll start. I'm happy to start. My absolute favorite board is my Propel Endeavor Pro. I love that thing. It's right here with the P on it. It would have to be followed up by the Bound Motor Flash, which is behind me there. That's just a really nice board. And the Eovan carbons, just really like top of the range, VESC, lots of power, big battery, like 19.6 amp hour battery, just goes anywhere, keeps going. It's got all these different wheels, everything from a 90 mil up to a 175 mil.
And you, Jay?
Number one, the Tramper. It does everything, goes anywhere. You can't fault it. It's just awesome.
Do you imagine when you make these videos in UK? Do you imagine that Trump was so good, my friend?
No, like it's not just the boards either. They're just the best bunch of crazy fellas like I've ever met. Like there's so many stories I could tell you, and like I'll tell you one. We were so smashed at a pub one night in Wales. And we actually were in a van. We're in a white van. It was one of the guys' vans. We rocked up in this van. By the way, no seats in the van except for the front driver. And there was about 10 of us. And then we all decided to get who was the least drunkest was the question that was asked. And I think it was Sonny or Sonny, whatever he called himself. Sonny, the guy that gets his doodle out all the time. Yep. And the rest of us packed in the back of this van, and it was like what's it called? Jackass.
Okay.
We were like music up, running around. He's turning corners fast. We're smashing our heads, like laughing and having so much fun in there. But it's just amazing. They were throwing around a cigarette one night, and I didn't know what was in it, and I ended up passing out 2 minutes later. Then they set off fireworks right next to my head, and I didn't wake up. So it's just different. But during the day, like. We're riding and enjoying ourselves, and they're all drinking beer while and then the cameras come out, throw the beers away. Let's get on camera, and it's just so much fun. Like they were really, I don't know if they do that all the time, but they put on a real big show, and
I think they do all the time, my friend.
Yeah, they and they thought, oh man, we could do this as like we could do tramper tours and like take people out and give them a good experience, and it was awesome. So yeah, Tramper's my number one. Number two. I'm just looking at them at the moment. That's hard, man. Tramp is just my number one. Like Bound Motor that I've just been looking at and reviewing is amazing too. And for a mini one, I'd say the Real Mini is my favorite too. It's just small, compact. You can take it anywhere.
It's beautiful. Yeah.
It's just so nice. It's got a little handle at the back, and I don't know. You just throw it around. It's twin motor, belt driven. That's where I think
you can get donuts on that now, Jay. You can get donuts for that board too.
Oh, can you?
Yeah.
So
Put them on. Be amazing.
yeah, so then you got the best of all worlds. You've got you got the mountain, you got the street, and then you got the mini. I think that's really 3 that you could go for and throw in the back of your boot. Like I've always got skateboards in the back of my boot, no matter what.
Where do you park?
Yeah.
Sorry. I've got 18 boards now.
Yeah. Not that many in the car. No, but yeah, that's mine.
And you, my friend.
Okay, for me, I'll categorize them in 4 categories. Number 1, unlimited cash, whatever you want to buy. Well, what I've ridden, I haven't ridden everything, but I'd love to. I have ridden the Baja, but I like a mid-range between the Baja. So I'd go top of the range, off-road, whatever you can buy. I'd go the Ekwheel GTX 4-wheel drive. I've still got it here, the Ekwheel. It's a beautiful board. It came in before Ekmobile. It was the original design that Ekmobile copied. We won't go down that rabbit hole, but that's my favorite board, 4.5, 5 grand. I've got it here. It drives like a dream. The next category will be the most expensive board in any category for either belt drive or anything. Performance-wise, robust build quality would have to be the new Transite Roadster all-wheel drive. That is light years ahead of anything performance. If I want to show pony and go somewhere a group ride, that would be blown away. That is just, it's only in use. That's only just out now, but it's 4-wheel drive, pneumatic tires on direct drive. That's about 3,000, whatever for 7. It's anyway, I don't know what it's priced, about 3 grand. Then you go to the premium budget board range. I'd have to go with the Vareels, the Vareel RS Pro. I know Vic's had a lot of problems lately. He's had a baby and he's not on top of all his stuff, but his boards are high quality and they really are beautiful boards. That's the Vareel. And the premium belt drive range, the Pro, definitely. And then the budget range, the last one would have to be the Beast board. The Beast board Apache and the Beast are just incredible. Synergy of the motors of a Hobby Wing with the motors of the Hobby Wing is just incredible. Scott can testify how good those boards are, and I love it. I ride it every day with their unique air wheels. $700 shipped to your door. That's the budget range. They're the 4 boards: Ekwheel, Roadster, Transite, Vareel RS, and then your Beast board. Yeah, that's what I'd be picking. That's my favorite.
I just have to say something too. I did say Beast board was crap before, but it's not the right one. I was thinking of Peak. There's one called PEAK. So, sorry.
That's all right.
No, it's definitely not that one.
Thanks, Jay. Yeah, I was going to pull you up, but I thought you're crazy. Maybe you got a bad batch, a bad one.
No. Yeah, I'm looking at it right now with the airless wheels or whatever on it, and
wind wheels. They're called. Yeah.
What's it called again?
Wind wheels.
Wind wheels.
Yeah.
Wind WIND.
But the Apache is the bigger brother. The small one for $700 is the Beast board for Viper board, and that $700 you're watching is incredible value. But it's a very smooth takeoff, very smooth braking, and it can hold Scott's weight and my weight, 100 kilos. That is a brilliant buy. So yeah, if that's I'm not sure what you've got, Jay, but that is a really good board. Yeah, for the budget.
And you, my friend Taylor.
I've been absolutely spoilt, to be quite honest. The Roadster has got to be up there with one of the best boards I've ever ridden at all. It's just beautiful. My Tramper, I've got to say my Tramper is the board I punish the most. I just put wings and stuff on it a little while back, and it seems to just want to take even more punishment from me. It's happy to do it and just keep going. So the only thing that I don't like about it is lipos. I'm not a big fan of lipos, but I think I've just about killed this set, so I'm going to have to get another set. The A-Trax, the S2 A-Trax from Baja, for me, was a bit of a weird baptism of fire, to be quite honest. But that board, 40, 50, 60K an hour, gravel roads, it just doesn't care what you ride it on. So I've got to say it's up there. And for the general Chinese board, I'm still going to say my Lycan TRX is a great board. It's a lot
that's
of fun.
A great board too. Yeah, agreed.
It's just a good all-rounder. It's not overly expensive, and they keep upgrading it regularly. So hey, the 3's out now. You've got the
2.0, right?
Yep.
I've got a spare set of motors. I'll send you.
No, me too. No, I've still got the original ones still running.
Okay, cool. Oh, sweet.
And Scott, I've got the version 1, the first one. So that's why I didn't put it in with the Vareel as my favorite premium range, because it was a little bit less power in the motor, but the 2s and 3s,
smaller motors,
do a disclaimer, are much better. So Lycon 3 would be up there with the Vareel.
So guys, and you as YouTubers, as reviewers, do you think today we are in a limit of speed, limit of boards? What do you think is going to come or happen in the future with our PVs? More power? Do you think you need more power?
I think we're kind of like at the limit of speed. Like speed, especially with when you look at the production versus DIY. If you consider around that 60-kilometer max speed, if you're an experienced rider on double kingpin, you're doing pretty well. I think what we're going to start seeing now is we're going to start seeing more torque, which we're starting to see with the Hadian, the Hadian and the Hurricane, and things like the new Eovan GTS Super. We're going to see more low down torque off the line speed. But I think the big thing is range. We're going to start seeing those bigger 13S, 14S, battery packs. We're going to start seeing 50, 60, 70 kilometers range that isn't a DIY board.
Yeah.
And for you guys, we are coming close to 2 hours, guys. We have to slowly finish. But I just want to make the best question for all of you. First, I'm going to start with Jay Boston. My friend, you've been quiet for a long time. Lots of people make lots of questions. And the most important questions, when is going to be the big comeback?
I'm just going to plug away. It's not like I'm going to come back and smash out videos or anything. I think it's just going to be like there's some amazing abandoned buildings coming out from where Scotty used to live in Sydney or near Sydney. And I've got to probably say, apologize to a couple of brands as well that they've been waiting on a couple of videos for quite some time now too, for the e-skating stuff. It's just want to do it right. Just like everything that we've been speaking about here, do it right, spend a good time on it, get it out there, make sure it's an honest review too. So it is coming. It's just COVID hit us and that's everyone's excuse. I get it. But my other side of it too is I run a business. And that has gone gangbusters during COVID too, trying to keep up with that, working from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m, coming home, spending time with the family, and just taking a breather for an hour. And then you're knackered, you pass out on the couch. So it's slowing down, which is good, moving into another bigger space. And that happens next week. So yeah, it's really just going back to its roots. That's what I'm doing. It's just being me. I'm not trying to be anything that I'm not.
Old school.
No more flak jacket.
Flak jacket? What's that?
Yeah, the army jacket. The army jacket. Little pockets.
That's still there for the abandoned stuff.
And the glasses and the music. And
all that. And the choppers and
the head. The head was like, yeah.
Oh, you remember that? That was the first one back.
Oh man, I was thinking that is not Jay Boston. That is not you.
Not me. No.
That's not you. That has nothing to do with you.
Get a lot of feedback, and it was all constructive too. But I think I've learned some big lessons over the last year or so. Just be yourself and don't be fake.
Hey, don't stop, my friend. You are.
That first video back where you had the head bob thing going on.
Yeah.
But I got 3 messages from people around the world saying, "Hey, can you call Jay and make sure he's okay?"
Really?
Yeah. Seriously, which is nice. People care about you. Yeah,
it's nice.
Literally three people like, hey, can you call him? I don't think he's okay. I think he's.
I did go through some stuff and had a bit of a scare too with my lungs. But I don't have to go into it. But I'm all good. There's no problems there. I'm feeling good and
he's back.
And back soon.
I hope that you come back, my friend. Do nice videos for all of us. Don't have to be everything from PVs. You do amazing job with this. Lots of people.
I really want to. It's been a while since. What's the thing? I'm pretty sure in Sydney and Scott, and even Scott, you in Queensland, I wanted to ask too. Do you get a decent amount of rides happening? Even back in Sydney, I haven't seen any group rides really happening. Like Andrew can probably let me know, but and again, we've been locked down, which has been the trouble. That's been the massive trouble too. But I would have thought that now that everything's kind of opening up again, we can't actually get between some borders here in Australia too. It's just not possible. Yeah. But I want to get back to that group catch-ups and regular, regular chats and regular rides and all that kind of stuff. And I think that's what's missing. And it gets me down that those rides aren't there, and I'm going to start to be a little bit more proactive and organise them. Have a Christmas one coming up soon, and just get people there. The last ride that I went on, for instance, it was just a whole bunch of people that love to go fast and left half the group behind, and it just didn't have that same kind of connection or that community. Yeah. And I think that's what's really missing at the moment. I don't know if it's the same around the world, but that's what I'm feeling here. And yeah, just want to change that. It's not really about YouTubing. It's more about just getting that community back and, you know, positive vibes and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, great.
And you don't think that we as YouTubers we bring the communities together?
Oh, we do. I don't think everybody in those rides or groups or whatever think that we do anything positive anyway. There's a lot of people that think that we're just annoying. We're like, what's the word? Like a leech.
I'm going to put it the best way for you. There is most of the times that we try to organize something for us to come together, and the people think we want to profit for that.
Yeah, it's nothing about that at all. It never has been with me, and I'm pretty confident rest of the boys here as
lots
well.
Lots of people
but,
think about that.
That's and it's not. It's just we haven't actually mentioned monetization or anything here, or how much money you make, because I just don't think it's important at all. It's really for me, it's a hobby. I think Scotty, it might be a bit of a hobby.
It's just about writing.
Yeah, and it's just doing what you love and not treating it like a business. And because everyone else has got their own stuff going on in life, this is for me. It's a bit of escapism. I can learn something, and I can you know, organize rides and hopefully bring more people into the community. That's really what it's about. Good people, by the way.
Sometimes it's not just organized. Just go for a ride. Nice ride with friends. No new people.
Even if it's a ride of 6 people, like it's so much fun. You go out into the bush and there's 6 of you and you stay together, and, you know, and then someone's belt busts or whatever. Oh, I've got one in my backpack. And it's just everyone helping each other. Like I've had it where I've had a flat tire and someone's brought out an electric pump and they've pumped it up and off we go again. It's awesome. It's so good. And everyone, like, first aid kits come out of nowhere if someone's hurt themselves. And that's happened a few times. Yeah.
With you guys, never happened to you to organize a ride and the people contact you and say how many people is going to be there? Do you know how many going to come?
Yeah,
because
like
sometimes the people say to me, "Oh, 6 persons. Oh no." When you say, "Okay, it's going to come 100." Oh, I
prefer 6. I prefer 6 people.
I like a smaller group. I do like a smaller group. I think the big groups are very dangerous because you have a big cross section there of people who are inexperienced and people who are experienced. There's a bit of let's say ego clashing to a certain degree on those big rides, and I don't find them as constructive or as enjoy. I personally like to use my skateboarding now for transportation. My trip through Europe was mind-blowing. 17 cities, 9 countries, going around Rome in 2 days. I saw all of Rome on my folding board and just in a backpack, went to museums. That's where I'm going now. More
so good.
making when you use it for a transportation tool, it's like having a horse. It's like the Wild West. It's like getting a horse and parking it, having a beer, getting back on you. It's a horse. It's a modern day horse. It's a Wild West shit. And to me, traveling through cities on my future moving forward will be a lot of vlogging on traveling and trips. Like my latest build I just did, which is a bit corny and cheesy, but it does its job. But the thing is that and making beautiful music and great content with the videos I put out, I get emails of guys saying, "I'm stuck in here in Siberia and Russia. You've just made my day. I've seen you skating around the quarantine center or the sunset. I feel like I just had a holiday." You know, that's the stuff I want to get to now. That's an inspiration. Like Craig said, he loves it's not for everybody, but if I can now morph more into that stuff rather than just doing unboxes and, hey, this is the latest thing, I'll still be doing a lot of unboxes and latest technology stuff with that charging unit I'm talking about. So for me, I think moving forward, that's what I'll be doing. And I also must say that the future will be 4-wheel drive, all-wheel drive, and this new battery system, which won't be batteries, and you won't have any battery worries ever again. When this thing is announced in about 11 months, it'll be out there and everyone will just be riding no battery boards anymore. It's pretty mind-blowing stuff. Yeah. So that's and Nelson, you must be congratulating what you're doing. What you're doing for the industry is all right, guys.
Yeah,
what Nelson's doing is mind-blowing.
Guys, what we are doing. Forget it. Me.
No.
Shut up, Nelson. You need to respect.
Without you guys.
No, Nelson, you have made an enormous contribution to bringing the community together worldwide.
And you keep doing it.
Jason, he knows me. Jay, he knows me. I just want to have fun. I just want to enjoy myself. Like you tell in the beginning, my friend. Tomorrow I think it's fantastic what Jay do now. He wants to take time with his family, his company, and the people don't understand. They say, "Oh, he's out." No, we have to understand. We have private lives. We enjoy this sport. We want to have fun. I don't receive nothing from this. I love this sport.
Except
I love
love,
to
mate.
write. Huh? What?
You receive love. We
Yes,
love
yes,
you.
yes.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
love you
And the
guys.
community
That's
loves
why that's why I bring you here. I think
Mm.
you're doing a fantastic job for the community, and sometimes you don't receive the rewards. I think you guys need to receive more rewards. I think
But Jay, don't you agree? After you've been doing it what 6-7 years now, whatever.
Yeah, about that. Yeah.
And I've been 5.5. If you add the other 2, that I delete that channel because I got trolled out of the YouTube world. I tell you what, guys, when you get to 6th year and 5th year, you do get tired. I can totally understand where Jay's coming from. It becomes exhausting, and if you don't enjoy doing the unboxing anymore and don't enjoy flogging some product because you know it's good, but you just need to try and disseminate that, get out of it. That's why I'm moving into a different direction and less frequent, once every 13 days, 14 days. And same, I get, Jay, that's a great transition for you, and you need to make time for your family, but also do something. When you are inspired to do something, it comes naturally and it looks better and it comes across wow. When you try too hard and just to supply these vendors with their quota, it becomes like a job. And that's what I've now realized too. So 6 years, it gets exhausting, gets damn exhausting.
And that's where I think I went off on a tangent. Sorry, mate, you go.
I just want to say something. We are talking about Jason. We are talking about Scott, Andrew, and Taylor. We are not talking about companies. I don't want to put companies here in the middle. I don't think that is I think that I know that there's lots of persons who want me to answer this type of questions. I'm not going to have here, because this is not for us to confront companies. That we are here to just have fun with this fantastic 4 YouTubers. If you want to make these questions, go to his private. I'm going to leave all the links from them. You can make these questions. If they want to answer, I'm going to answer.
Sure.
That is positive energy. I don't want here bad energy, and that's why we are here. If you have any question, I think Jay just answers to you guys. He has his company, he has his private life, and everybody's answering the best way. That is not the point here. This round table is for us to see these 4 Australian fantastic YouTubers that everybody in the world is seeing. And if Jay wants to make a stop, I think he deserves it. He's lots of years making content. He's coming to 1,000 videos, guys.
Have you thought about it, Scotty? Just out of interest, have you thought, I might take a break, or?
No, I'm still loving it. Like I actually, when I wake up in the morning, it's rain. I get pissed off that I can't go film. I love it. I love getting out.
Never happens in Brisbane though.
Yeah, but
we've got 2 weeks of rain.
A year.
You have to understand. It's going to come maybe a time. Maybe you're going to have something that you want to make, and you're going to have it. It's like this. Like everybody needs a break.
Yeah, 100%.
Everybody needs maybe to change. If you're
Yeah.
going to see Jay, the best video from him is with this shark.
Oh no!
Don't talk about that.
Bloody interview.
And it's a fantastic
I was
video.
like, 2 hours have happened and we haven't mentioned it. Thank you.
Don't bring it up.
That's why I'm doing.
I'm not going to bring it out.
As a date stamp, so people can fast forward. And then
I'm just saying the people think, oh, Jay Boston, he just do this, or Andre just do that. Let's the channel be multi things inside.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah,
you
okay.
can learn a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, guys, we are more than 2 hours. And first of all, I want to thank you, the 4 of you. It was a fantastic interview. Without you guys, I think the PVs was not so big like it is today. You have a lot of work for all of us. I know that is many hours. I know that is hard for you guys sometimes to lose your privacy to do this work for all of us. From my side, I want to thank you so much for all the work of you guys. All the guys is out there who wants to say stupid things, save it, think a little, and make something constructive. Then maybe you're going to be a better person and you're going to help a lot of these guys. for you
And
guys.
remember, electric skateboarding started in the Gold Coast in Queensland in 1996 with one of the Fick brothers on a chain electric motor way before America. So America, you got the hat for skateboarding. You've definitely invented, as you can see behind me, skateboarding. But when it comes to electric skateboarding, the Aussies, we've actually done it. We invented the whole product way before anyone. So you got the, obviously one of the best countries in the world, hopefully disseminating this information for you.
I just want to say for everybody, then I'm going to leave for each of you to give the last words. I just want to say to everybody, guys, questions from wheels, from all these things, that is not the thing for us in this. I think you're going to see all in the YouTube channel from these guys. If there is off-road wheels, which one, what gear drives, what everything. The guys has tons of videos. Go there. And you're going to receive all the answers. We are talking about here 4 YouTubers from Australia that they know each other. Next week, we're going to have 4 YouTubers from UK. It's going to be Lee. It's going to be Tom, Tim, and Mark. They're going to come here.
Yeah.
And every week, we're going to have here YouTubers. The round table of YouTubers from around the world is going to come a lot of them. I just want to say something. My channel is open. If you want to subscribe, subscribe. If you don't want to subscribe, the important thing, come to the channel, support these guys. They are the best ones. If they make a ride or event, go there, give a big hug, drink something with them, ride with them, enjoy it. Don't forget, today we are here, tomorrow we never know. Just have a good time and enjoy yourselves. And I'm going to leave you with this. Yeah. And I'm going to leave for each of you. I'm going to start with Taylor to give the last words for your community. And I leave you with you, my friend. First one.
Thanks everybody for subscribing to the channel. Hopefully, whoever comes on the channel after this, welcome, and hopefully you're enjoying the content. I'm going to change the game a little bit this summer. I'm going to start doing more rides and group rides and things, and doing more fun videos rather than a lot of reviews. So keep an eye out for that. And there is a ride happening this weekend in Melbourne. I think there's 60, 70 people already booked in to go. Wow. So should be interesting. And yeah, roll on summer in Melbourne, Australia. And I look forward to keeping tabs on what's happening and what's going on around the world. But come skate, enjoy. Let's get together and have a ride.
Right on.
Mate, skate safe and have fun. That's all I need to say.
Then we go to Andre. Come.
Well, guys, if you're still here to the end, you're still watching this, you are absolutely a legend. Support Nelson's channel. He is doing such a great job. I think, guys, we should all do a shout out on each of our channels. A good, 2-minute talk at the end of the next video on getting people to subscribe to Nelson's channel, because this is absolutely crucial in the industry to bring everyone together. So, but my advice is just keep doing what you're doing. Be careful, be safe, make sure you pad up. Don't take any chances. You only get one chance. If it happens wrong, it's a disaster. So, and guys, thanks for supporting my channel. It's moving a little bit more of a sort of creative direction, more fun, more enjoyable, more cruisy, more great music, and it'll still be there with reviews. And thank you for all your support. And thank you to the other guys, all of you, obviously Jay and Scott and Craig and Nelson, for your contribution tonight on this amazing hookup. It's been really a privilege and a great honor. Thank you.
Epic. And for you, Jay.
Yeah, same. I just want to say thanks again, Nelson. For anyone that is watching this and hasn't seen any of his past videos, go and check out some of even his on-site interviews as well when he's been at some of the competitions. They're hilarious and really funny, and really hit the nerve of what I think we're all trying to achieve, is that uniting of people that have got the same electric skateboard as a hobby, as an interest, as a thing to get you about, a thing for your mental health. It could even be a thing just to get away from the family, or get away from work for a little bit too, depending on who you are. But for me, like, the thing I've realized, there are a lot of people out there that are trying to bring you down. It's, as YouTubers, this, I guess, is what this is all about. But yeah, you've got to really just go, you know what, who are these people? You don't know them. They're not part of your local community. Or if they are, then you just say, you know what, okay, I don't get along with you. That's cool. But there's all these other people that want to know who you are and want to learn what you've got and ride what you have and share experiences. So yeah, for me, it's just uniting. Like, this has really opened up my eyes and, making sure that I do provide a positive contribution to the e-skate world, and love connecting with everyone. Especially these kind of things are so important, I think, to get everybody to watch and to see that this isn't about going the top speed. It's not about having the best skateboard. It's not about spending the most money. It's none of that stuff. It's just coming together, having a good ride, having a good laugh, having a good drink, and having a good life. Really, that's really what it's about for me. So look, Nelson, you've got the PVs, the positive vibes, and the personal vehicles that are happening there. And I think, yeah, if people just keep watching what you're doing, and this is a world thing, I think we can reduce the amount of carbon emissions. There's a whole range of different things that electric skateboards can do, but at the same time, it's just about getting out with mates and having a good time and enjoying life. That's it. So yeah, sub to Nelson, sub to all these other boys too, and keep watching, because there's so much coming as well. I'm looking forward to hearing more about these skateboards as well that Andrew knows of, and want to hear about the charges and stuff. There's always something interesting to be talking about. So yeah, thanks again for the opportunity, Nelson. It's really lovely of you.
Yeah.
I just going to say, guys, first of all, I have to thank you for guys to coming, to accept the invitation. Without you guys, there is no channel. My channel is for making interviews to riders, and guys who make like you. Without you four guys, I think the community is going to lose a lot. The industry of the world, most of them comes from Australia. The big boards are there. There is lots of people who don't know that. You four guys do an amazing job. I just listen to positive and good vibes from you guys. And I just want to say thank you so much. I want to thank to all of you. And don't forget, have a good time. Enjoy it. Tonight we have another interview. It's going to be with the A-Skate Ninja. He's a guy from DC. DC. He likes to dance in his board, and I think it's very important to bring these guys here to show that it's not just going fast, but enjoying in your board, having fun, like Andre, maybe riding alone. You just do what you want. Sometimes
and don't forget, I'm 60-year-old grandfather, so if y'all can do it, anyone can do it. So there you go. It's a great future.
I thought you were my age, mate.
No, I'm 61 next year, and I'm a grandfather. We'll be grandfather in about 3 weeks, so I'm so excited. So
congratulations!
Yeah, so you can do it at any age. Oh, thank you. Get out, enjoy it, and do it at any age, because it's a great way of keeping you fit. Forget the gym, just go riding skateboards. Cool workout, perfect.
So I just want to say to everybody, guys, I'm going to leave all the links from them. Go there, subscribe, give a nice like. Don't forget the nice belt, and always leave a comment. Support our community. PVs are the future. If you want something better, just go there. They're going to take care of you. Thank you, guys, and see you in the next interview. And we are